Yeah.
Yo, what up? What up? What up? You already know it's Mr. Hood Love, Mikey B. Up in here with Smitty. A lot
Mm.
going on TV. You already know what's good. What's good?
Good one today. Good one today. What's good, Mikey B? Salute.
Ain't nothing. You know it's a bad Mikey takeover today. We got
Yeah.
bad Mikey in the building, and today we're gonna be reacting to Mandu calling out Jim Jones for the fade as over the drop your flag challenge that was put out there by Hocus for Fifth. You know what I mean? Salute to him. Salute to everybody. Salute to all the bros. Bad vibes. Bad vibes already tapped in. Stone to the bone. Salutes. Yo, bad vibes tapped in. He went live. He ain't been live in like 2 years. Hey, yo, G Dub Quinn, what's up? Salute to everybody pulling up in the building. You already know what it is, man.
Salute to the family.
Salute to the peoples, man. Salute to the family. Y'all know what it is, man. Hey, yo, it's nasty on these streets, Smitty. What's up? What's going on out here, bro?
I mean, it's overdue, man. It's overdue. Um, it's real, man. I'm finally somebody, said something. Finally.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
salute.
You know what
So,
I'm saying?
let's play Mandu. Let's play some of Mandu real quick and let the people hear this, and then we gonna react from there. You ready, Smitty?
Yeah, let's get right into it.
Let's here go Mandu right here, y'all.
Salute to everybody in the building. Hit that like button on the way in. Peace and blessings.
Doing the you put the flag down. Check this shit. Um, what's your opinion on that? What's your opinion? To each his own. To each his own. But I think it's a way to do everything. I think that the positive message that he's trying to push, he didn't have to drop his flag to do so. You heard? Like we in a war right now. What war, Jim? Us being in position and for the things that hold the fuck, hold the fuck. What this nigga say in the war? Okay, this nigga said he was in the war. He's the homie Hogan's got to drop my flag challenge going on, right? And this bird motherfucker right here, bird gang bird, right? Pigeon, park rat. He talking shit, talking about the homie folks didn't have to drop his flag to deliver the message because, and his reason for not dropping the flag because Damu at war. What war this motherfucker been in? What yard he been in? Huh? This motherfucker say he never even been to jail before. Like, what penitentiary yard was he stomping in? The war where? What war you been in, homie? Because I ain't seen you on no battlefields, motherfucker. Now here
Right.
perpetuating this bullshit like you a real banger. You's a studio fucking gangster. You ain't been blood enough in your fucking life, you fake ass fucking fashion Damu. You look real cute, suck ass nigga. I challenge your ass. I'm gonna give you a challenge. How about I'll bust your ass and then you drop your flag? Huh?
Mm.
How about I'll come to your block? I'm from Brooklyn. All right? I'll fight you right on Lennox Avenue. All right? Beat the shit out you, fuck your little ass around, and show you some more shit. All right?
Mm.
And be careful how you respond, motherfucker. Be very, very mindful of how you respond. Because I'm coming to the block. I'll fight you on your block for free. We ain't got to do this for no money. We ain't got to do this for shit. And when I bust your ass and you lose your shit, you drop your motherfucking flag. You talking about you want to been in war? I want to see how much war you been in when you going against the warrior then. Bird ass nigga. You
Yeah.
And be careful how you
Yo,
respond.
we got dude on the internet wildin'. Yo,
Yeah,
Cam
do
Stone, salute.
well.
Yo, salute to everybody pulling up. Yo, Cam Stone, salute to everybody in the building, man. Hit the like button, man. Big dude, Mandu Warrior is out here wilding on the streets, bro. Hit the like button for Mandu Warrior, you heard?
And be careful how you respond.
Be careful how you respond.
But son
Yo.
sounded like Hulk Hogan out here.
Hey, yo, I was looking through the comments. Somebody had Macho Man Randy Savage in the comments.
He sounded like Hulk Hogan out here.
Yo, they
So
had
you know what
Macho
Mean
Man. Yo, they
Gene?
had Macho Man in the.
Mean Gene, when I saw Jim Jones come down and he was helping out. Yeah, yeah, he wilding. That's my guy. Man, do a monster, man.
Yo, man, dude is crazy, man. Yo, listen, man. Yo, salute to everybody pulling up in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? When I actually turned down Moon, man, dude was non-Trey. He was in my house.
Mm.
I turned down Moon in one south. I mean was there, mad dudes was there. Raw Blow, mad OGs was around. Dizzy, Frank White and all them just had came down. But I was in the house with man dude when I turned blood. Yeah.
Mm.
He was non-Trey at the time. You know what I'm saying? It's before he went over to the Stones. Um, Mandu, and I was in a lot of prisons. I was in about 4 or 5 prisons with Mandu upstate as well. We was in Elmira together. I got a picture on the internet running around with him, Germs and all them in Elmira. We all was roster. We was all going to the roster, the roster church together. Germs, salute to him. Mano, Payne, the Brim, Payne, Brim, all of us, you know what I'm saying? I was in Comstock with him. But he's quick to anger. He's slow to anger. But when he gets angry and it's a problem, he's gonna crash out. He's the crash out type. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, a lot of guys that you see out here, BV, these dudes are smooth and they really, they really gentlemen and gangsters. But you gotta, if they once they get on to something, once they get behind something, they're gonna fully be behind it. Well, they're gonna give it their all. You know what I'm saying? And that's why
Right.
they really excel. They really excel due to that as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because whatever they put themselves into, they put their passion into, they put their life into, they put their energy into, they're gonna put their all into it. They're gonna go hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, you got brothers like Mandu and Bad Vibes actually doing, nonprofits for the kids in the community. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, um for them to be so passionate in anything they do, I would believe they wouldn't be half stepping with this. You know what I'm saying? As far as cleaning up their community, trying to make it better for the children. You understand? Trying to stop the wars. You understand? So I understand, you know, his hostility right now, his passion for, you know what I mean, like cleaning up the neighborhood, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like for
And I'm
real.
gonna tell you some crazy shit. I'm gonna tell you what's really important with this right here.
Right,
Because man, dude never said he dropped his flag.
right,
He never told anybody to drop their flag. If you noticed,
right,
he just supported the homie doing something positive for the youth out here.
right,
He didn't say, yo, drop your flag or don't drop your flag. He didn't say none of that.
right,
But people speaking against homie, and I understand him. I felt him. That's the same way I felt when I heard Pimp saying that shit. Just being honest, bro. You heard?
right,
It's like, yo, bro, you know what we've been through. You know what we supposed to really be about. You know what this shit is supposed to really be about here on the East Coast. I'm not talking about the West Coast. I ain't talking about nowhere else. I'm talking about in New York on the East Coast, bro. All of us, we came up under that first generation, and even into the second generation, bro.
right,
You had a lot of brothers that was on, the gangster, I rock this color, you rock that color is lit. And then you had a lot of revolutionary homies.
right. Now you
You had a
absolutely
lot of
right.
you had a lot of revolutionary homies. You had a lot of homies that still, you know, that still dealt with the Muslim lifestyle.
Right,
You had homies that still dealt with, you know, the Nation of Gods and Earth lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You had homies that was on Black Panther time. You had homies that was on Mile Mile time. That was revolutionary. A lot of these homies that you see out here, a lot of these guys that you see out here now, the Moshes, the Mel Crosses, all these dudes is like Black Panthers in prison.
right,
They're gonna stand with whoever, they're gonna hold it down. That's why it was so easy for a lot of us to transition to the community and do the same work because we supporting the peoples. We out on the front lines fighting for the peoples. You see what
right.
I'm saying? The last time I seen Man Do, he was marching for the kid that got killed in prison.
Absolutely.
Moshe, all of them was up there. I seen Brave Dave, Yellow Boy. I seen a bunch of homies out
Matter
there.
of fact, you was up there yourself.
I seen them up. I seen all of them up there. But what I'm saying is this: that's because we really supposed to be revolutionaries on the front line for the peoples. This is what a real Damu soldier is gonna be at, bro.
Yo, and not to cut your wisdom, Mikey B. I actually think we had the opportunity on the East Coast to change the whole perspective of the blood and Crip thing, because it was new to New York. We didn't really have to bang on the Crips. You know what I'm saying? It's like we just looked at it like that. You know what I'm saying? We took the LA shit and just started running with it. All right, we supposed to be against Crips. But we could have took that and really shaped that into something different. You know what I mean? But it is what it is,
I
bro.
mean, but it wasn't really like that in prison though. Anyway, we wasn't really going at them. I could tell you stories of spots we was in where they end up doing something violating, and dudes end up getting it on with them. But we lived them with them in a lot of different spots. So that's not,
Right,
I don't want to digress to that.
right.
But with this right here, what I really don't like about this, I mean, give me your views of what you feel about Jim Jones. What you feel about this whole situation? What he said.
I mean, like, yo, to tell you the truth, I never looked at Jim Jones as no Damu, no elite Damu. I never looked at him as no big homie. I just, you know, when you've been doing this, you know what I'm saying, and you've been around this for a minute, you know who's who and you know who the top players are. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes they be useful to the set. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes be useful to the set. A lot of these rappers that be out here claiming they blood on the screen, they be useful to the set. You got, Jim is not the only one. You got dudes like Chris Brown, Soldier Boy, Little Wayne, Baby. You understand what I'm saying? Not to go off topic, but dudes like that. You know, Jimmy though, it's he's not a blood, man. He never put in no pain. That dude ain't never sacrificed nothing for this Damu stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think he live off the name. You know what I mean? It's just nasty work, man. You know what I mean? He portrayed to be something he not. And it got to come to a stop because you out here promoting, negativity, and all I see is dudes, around you getting locked up, killed. You understand what I'm saying?
So let me ask
Um,
you this: You saying that Jim Jones is not a real blood?
he's not a real blood.
All right, hold on. All right. I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna disagree with you because you got Melly. All these homies salute him.
Yeah, I would.
All
Yeah,
these,
yeah. A
hear me
for the
out. Hear me
now,
out. Hear me out.
if you want to say that.
All them homies salute him. Right? I don't get me wrong. I seen when I was banging and I was blood. I seen Jim Jones as a blood. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't. Now everybody's not gonna be a Mikey B or a Smitty or a Mandu. You know what I'm saying? But I still looked at him as Ola. I don't know, where. When I was banging, I'm just being honest. When I was banging, I looked at him as Ola. Now I don't know, what status he had or what he was doing because I never seen him on nothing. When I was in a ride, I never seen him on no lineups. I never seen him in no paperwork and none of that type of stuff. But I did see Jimmy as an Ola. You know what
All
I'm
right,
saying? But
but
go
what
ahead,
what
bro.
is your definition of a Ola, bro? You understand what I'm saying?
Bro, but we know everybody's not the army. Everybody wasn't the guy, like, wasn't them guys. Everybody wasn't them. It was a lot of
But
homies
a
that
lot of do a lot of I mean, I feel like he got past this because it's a celebrity. Bro ain't put in no work for this Damu thing.
there's a lot of
No,
dudes in prison that ain't putting no work neither.
huh?
There's a lot of dudes in prison that ain't putting no
How they
work.
get there though?
Mm-hmm.
How they get there though? They
I
had to
don't
do
know.
something to get there. That's
Uh-huh.
work. That's something.
I don't know. I don't to get to prison.
Yo,
But
that boy
there's
ain't
bad
never
things. There's
been.
mad ways
He
to get to prison, bro.
Jim ain't never been to prison. Let's talk about that.
But you ain't got to go to prison to be Don Moon now.
I know you don't. I'm not saying you do have to go to prison to be Damu, but all the years that you've been on the streets around all the gangsters that you've been around, and you never touch a prison cell, nothing, nothing never happened. You never touched the island. You never
Now, see
touched the.
that's a different story. There is some inconsistencies in them stories. I agree with you on that. Don't get it messed up. I'm not talking about. I'm just talking about before all these controversies. When I knew a lot of guys that was non-trade that was running back and forth. I was in communication with a lot of guys that was non-trade.
Harlem
That was
Legends salute.
salute to y'all. Harlem Legends, G Up Quinn, what up? I was in contact with a lot of guys that was non-trade that was out there. But I'm just saying, I don't think I think Jimmy's biggest mess up on Fat Joe is when he said, "When I started this brotherhood." What is he talking about? On Fat Joe's show, he said, "When I started this brotherhood," right?
Yeah, I
I
heard him.
think I think he was talking about his connection with other blood musicians and making the connection of starting a brotherhood in New York and the dudes he run with, I don't think he was talking about Damu, bro. I think that's a failure of miscommunication because man, dude, Bad Vibe was talking about that. Salute to BV. Bad Vibe was talking about that too when I started this brotherhood.
All right, but what? All right, he started the brotherhood that you talking about, right? But what war you at? What war is he at? In that brotherhood, all of the you in the end. What war are you at?
Yo, Smitty, I've been told you this. Let me tell you something, Smitty. I've been told you this. I've been saying this on YouTube. Put a one in the chat if I'm lying. There's a war between real and fake. There's a war between good and evil, real and fake. Put a war if you ever put a one in the chat if you ever heard me say that. Put a two if you didn't. I've been saying it's a war with the real between the real and the fake, bro. And let me tell you something. I hate to see brothers like Mandu sacrifice themselves. I hate to see brothers like Mandu sacrifice themselves. But somebody got to do it.
Right.
And I'm not saying it's gonna be. I mean, you wanna see me go through stuff on the internet, bro. And let me tell you something. What you see now is the real poor righteous teachers, the frontline revolutionaries,
Stepping up.
going at the going at the dudes. See, the dudes that had the mouthpiece the longest was the dude that had the bag. That's all it is. These dudes got the bag, the money behind them. They got the money behind them. So now you see street soldiers stepping up. And I don't think they're gonna win against the street soldiers, homie. That
And that's what I'm saying.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to see nothing. So y'all understand this about me and what I feel. I don't want to see Mandu and Jim Jones in nothing. I don't want to see them fighting at all. You know, Mandu is his own man, so I respect him calling out for the fade. And if he's in a whip, he a blood. And if Jim Jones is a blood, then they can call each other out for 31. I'm just being honest. That's their rules. That's they that's what they want to do. Then Mandu made that call. It is what it is. I don't want to see brothers out here fighting, bro. I think the work that Mandu is doing and the work that Jim Jones is doing,
Hold up. Stop it. What work Jim Jones is doing, Mikey B?
he's working. He's out here making money. Hear me out, bro. The work that he's doing as far as in the music industry, putting dudes on, he got dudes with him all the time. They making money. I'm just saying, as far as that work, that is an occupation, bro. I can't take nothing from homie because he rapping and making money. He making money for his family. He's feeding his crew. I can't say isn't anything wrong with Jim Jones and what he's doing, bro.
And every but you can't you so you telling me that he's making money, right? He's feeding his family, but everybody around him continues to go to jail or take a loss.
I think I seen. Don't get me wrong. I see him involved, and they know what they signed up for. They know what it is, and they coming back and jacking him. So what I'm going to really say about whatever they got going on over there, I'm just talking about what he's doing as a black businessman in America, bro. I can't shoot homie down for that. How I'm going to shoot homie down for getting money, for telling his story, for taking care of his family and taking care of his peoples, bro.
But what
We can't
story
we
did
can't
all
tear
right,
each
what
other
story
down.
does he have in this Damu thing? Let's be
I'm not.
serious.
No,
What
I'm not. Now that's
story?
now that's different. I'm not talking about that.
But this
You
is
know?
what we
I, ain't
talking
talking-
about. This is what
I
we
ain't,
talking about.
I ain't talking about the homies. That's something different. Not the
What
homies. Yeah.
he ain't
I
got
ain't
no
talking.
stories.
I ain't talking about the homies. Yeah.
He definitely ain't got no stories though.
Nah, I ain't talking about the homies. Yeah. I ain't talking about that, bro. I'm talking about what he's doing in the industry, getting money. Making a way, making connections with other coasts, being a good businessman. We need more good businessmen coming from our community, bro. I'm just being honest. If he did that for his set, if he did that for his people, for UBN or whatever, and other people were able to capitalize too, that's even better. But we need more businessmen, bro. And don't get me wrong, we can't look for everybody to just do everything for us anyway. Spend his money on us or whatever's going on. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not disputing that, but if you saying that um you so called a big homie of Harlem and you a non-trade gangster and all this and stuff like that, we don't see that That's what you promoting. You understand what I'm saying? We see you promoting negativity, staying on the block all day. You know what I'm saying? Popping bottles on the block all day. You know what I'm saying? Only thing you doing is spending money on fashion. You understand what I'm saying? These kids got to go out there and do things to get this fashion. They moms ain't got no motherfucking $1,000 to be buying no pants or $500. So what them kids gonna do? Go out, rob, steal, kill, just to do anything for that. He's not setting no good example for nobody on them streets, bro. Whatever work he putting in
He
right
is.
now is
Nah,
no good,
I
bro.
can't agree with that.
What are you
He is setting
talking
a good.
about, Mikey B? You
He
wilding right
he's
now.
setting a good example because he's being a good businessman.
Nah, I'm not jacking that.
He's a good
I'm not
businessman.
jacking that. Listen, he's not. Yo, listen, we talking about him being a blood and him saying that he's taking care, you know what I'm saying, his community. He does nothing for his community. Them kids out there still killing each other over colors in Harlem. If you're supposed to be this big Damu that runs Harlem, Mr. Non-Trey, then all that shit should be ceasefire. No Crips, no blood. You fuck with Dave East. Dave East is a Crip. Why is Bloods and
Trini,
Crips still
salute. Grown
going at
man
it?
business, salute.
050, the movement in the building, man.
Yo, hit
Salute.
the like button on the way in, man. Stop it, man. Come on, this is great content right here. You heard? But go ahead, bro. Finish, bro.
I'm just saying, son. You know what I mean? You deal with Dave East, a couple of other Crips and stuff. Why is not no ceasefire in Harlem? You're
That's
not
true.
no big homie. Only thing you doing is
That's
living
true.
off of this name. You understand? And able to go to each coast, the West Coast, and be good because you blood, or down south because you blood, or this place because you blood. Nah, bro. You
Now,
understand what I'm saying? He should be having all this
that's
so-called
true
money
though.
you
That's
got.
true
Why
though.
it's not no
If you really
programs?
like that, you should be causing a ceasefire. You should be calling them kind of shots. That's real talk. You right
Why
about
it's
that,
not no
bro.
programs? Why it's not no after school programs
You right
in them
about that, bro.
Harlem schools? Why it's not no anything? You understand what I'm saying? All right,
Right.
granted, we done seen to give out turkeys and book bags and all that shit. Just come on, that shit ain't about nothing, bro. That ain't
Chico Low
about
said,
nothing.
"Bro, you must not be tuned in. He has a whole building where he is making it accessible to the kids. Podcast, barbershop, tech rooms, etc."
Bro, stop it, bro. Yo, bro, who you talking to, bro? That's the non-trade get up spot, bro. That's for dummies to come up there and learn stupid. Ain't nothing good about that, bro. It's gonna be an indictment on that. It's gonna be a RICO on that. Stop it, bro.
It's
Stop
gonna
it,
be a
bro.
Rico on the
Y'all
podcast.
dudes, man.
They gonna Rico the podcast.
They gonna RICO everything over there. Everybody in there. They're just gonna just he listen, man. Y'all know what it is, man. That boy is
Yo, City
police.
Bama, what up? Yo, salute to everybody pulling up, man. Hit the like button on the way in, man. It's 82 in here. It's 23 likes. Y'all is tripping. If y'all forgot, man, it's 3 buttons on the top, you heard? Yo, check it though. I ain't gonna front. I don't want to see. I don't want to see. See, this is one of the reasons why I retired, bro. Because it all boils back down to you fighting your homie. That is no good, bro. That is no good, bro. And I'm not saying, like I said, I know what it is. I stood on all that. Man, dude knows me well. That's my big bro. You see what I'm saying? Man, dude been in 5 spots with me because he know how I give it up. I stood on everything when I was out there, but I'm just so I understand where he coming from. But really, the position that he's in the community, in the position that Jim Jones is in the community, a fight between them is a belittlement. I would like to see them brothers sit down, talk, and work how they can use their platforms and their strength and their voices to better the community for them kids over me wanting to see them fight, bro. I don't want to see them fight, bro.
I agree
I
with
see a
that
lot of
too.
dudes calling for the fade, bro, but I don't want to see them dudes fight, bro. That shit
I,
is
I
corny, bro.
I definitely agree with
And I'm
that. I
not
don't want
saying,
to
don't
see
get me
no
wrong.
violence.
I'm not saying, I don't wanted to fight up here on the internet at one time when I first came to the internet. But I understand when I look at man do and know who he is and his power and what he's doing out here in the community, he don't need that on his he don't need that, bro. Man do don't need that. Jim Jones don't need that. Damu on the East Coast don't need that. The community kids that's watching don't need to see dudes that's in position to help them think they self out of conflict fighting, bro.
Man, Jim
What
Jones
if
is fit.
hear me
Jim
out, hear me
Jones
out, hear
is
me out,
fifty
hear me
fifty
out,
though.
bro. If these two guys, I think if they come together, be able to sit down and talk, Mandu needs to go to Jim Jones' podcast and they need to communicate this, bro. We can't just look like dudes that's out here and all we know how to do is fight, bro. That shit is 90%. That shit 10%. It's 10%, bro. We came from 90% mental. Regardless to how you feel about Jim Jones, homie's a giant in the world of America, bro.
A
And
giant whip.
Mandu,
And,
he a
and and
giant, bro. He's a giant. You can't take that from Jim. He's a giant, bro.
nah,
You
nah.
tripping.
Son
And
is
I'm
a
not saying in a gang life or gang lifestyle, but in American culture, in a black American culture, Jim Jones is a giant. He might not be the biggest of everybody, but Jim Jones is a giant, bro. He's a powerful voice, bro. They call him the only YN. They call him out of everybody in every hood. California, Chicago, Atlanta, Houston. They call Jim Jones out of everybody. All these old, goofy, stupid dudes in the hood. They call Jim Jones the only YN. That means he got the ear of the youth, bro. That means he got the ear of the youth, bro. That's important. That's important, bro. And let me tell you something. He got to stop selling that ear to them crackers against his own people. And he got to give it to the community more, bro. He got to give that voice to the community more. That's what I don't like about. Don't get me wrong. I fuck with Jimmy. I like Jimmy, but he
well,
got to
that's
give
you.
more. And
That's
no,
you. I don't
but he
like
did.
I don't I
Go
ain't
ahead, bro.
jacking
Go ahead.
nothing that dude do. You understand
Go
what I'm
ahead, bro.
saying? He is a hard time buster. You understand what I'm saying? Like, um, I just don't like the way he moved, the things that come out his mouth. It's ignorant. You understand what I'm saying? I don't see him as no big homie. You understand what I'm saying? That I really see him as a 550, really, that just hang out with bloods. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Like son ain't never put in nothing for this damn thing, and he lived off this for years. A lot of dudes sacrificed their life around him. You understand what I'm saying? And you still promoting the same, you know, negative vibes, bro. You feel what
Yo,
I'm
they said
saying?
I'm
Like
giving
you sat
Jimmy
up there,
too much
you
credit.
sat up on Fat Joe and said we at war. Replay that. Let the people see that. Let's hear
He
what
did,
he got to say. Let the people hear
he
that.
did say we at war. He did say that.
Come
Oh,
on, bro.
he did say we at war. He was
What
tripping with
war
that.
we at?
He was
What war?
tripping
We
with
not
that,
at
yo.
no winning war. When? How?
He did say we at war, yo.
Shit is over with. Only thing that's happening right now
Hold
is
on, let me see.
young
Hold on.
blacks and Latinos killing themselves in our community. That's what's happening. Young black and Latinos is dying
You put
every
the
day.
flag down. Check this shit. What's your opinion on that? Yeah, what's your opinion? To each his own. To each his own. But I think it's a way to do everything. I think that the positive message that he's trying to push, he didn't have to drop his flag to do so. You heard? Like we in a war right now. What war, Jim? Us
What
being
war, Jim?
and for the things that
Now, what war is he talking about? I don't know the war. I ain't in the streets. You know, I retired a long time ago, some years ago. I don't know what
He
war he
heard
talking about.
yo. What happened is he heard Mel Murder come home, popping off the roll call, and that just war just been stuck in his mouth. We at war. We at war. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, yo, listen, man. I'm trying to tell you that boy is a hard time. Yeah, man. I'm just keeping it real.
Yo,
The lowest die
yo, look,
move.
all right. So let me ask you something, bro. If everybody is thoroughbred crash outs, who gonna support the family?
I
Who
get
gonna
that.
hear
I'm
me out?
not
Hear me out. Hear
saying.
me out. Just hear me out.
All right,
Who gonna get money to support the people?
all right.
Who gonna be in position to get the bag so dudes can eat? Who gonna be out here? Who gonna do that, bro? Homie has been a proven breadwinner for his team, putting his team in position, making new teams. He spent off Dipset and made other teams. So he's a proven leader as far as business is concerned, bro. Why can't we not be busters and be good businessmen? I'm just saying.
I'm not saying we can't, because there's a lot of brothers that's out here that's doing a hell of a job since they came home. You know what I mean? Certain brothers that been putting in pain and never been to jail.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You got brothers on the streets right now that sacrifice their life for this Damu thing. Never been to jail. Still putting on. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man. Like, we can't just be giving this dude credit like, like he's some holy God to the blood community. I'm with Mandu on this one. I'm jacking Mandu on this one. I don't want no violence to come out of this. But if it do, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with him getting his head smacked off. You feel what I'm saying? Like what like for real.
Like I said, I don't want to see nothing happen to neither one of them brothers. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes fights spin off into other stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes don't want to see they guys lose. You don't know how that thing go when when you start laying hands on stuff and you start doing moving different like that. You don't know where that's gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
Matt, maybe we got to take it back to that. Maybe we got to take it back to punching dudes in their mouth to let them know, shut it up. You understand what I'm
You
saying? Like,
can't punch these dudes nowadays. They not taking no punches and none of that, bro. It's not
what
happening.
what you mean? The
They
switch
ain't
coming out?
taking that. They ain't taking that. They ain't taking no punches and none of that.
Oh, so you trying to say that as soon as you duff son, you going to that switch coming out, huh? They got them switches out there, huh? He said Jim a whole mascot, nothing else. I'd rather listen to Mikey B and Smitty kick knowledge. Come
Yeah, they
on,
said,
man.
Mikey B, you better than this. Don't sell out for chrome hearts and a butter soft diplomat leather jacket.
Come on, man.
Hey,
Come
yo,
on, Mikey
listen,
B. Don't
I
sell
ain't
out for
selling
no.
out, but I gotta keep it official. Somebody got to rep for us, man. We gotta. I'm just saying, homies are good businessmen, and we need more businessmen in our community. I'm just being honest. Not just the gang shit. Let me tell you something. Understand that I know now that they pushing this violence and gang stuff to our communities as an agenda. I understand that. I didn't understand that before when I was younger, but as a grown man with maturity and vision, I can see that they promote violence, gangness, ratchetness to the destruction of our families. Other communities don't even get this music. You drive to other cities, that shit cut off. Them stations ain't even on there. You're gonna hear love songs. You're gonna be like, hold up, there's all kind of
Country
songs I ain't never
music.
heard before. So I know Jim Jones, Baby, the game, all these dudes that's pushing the gang, they're being paid to push a negative vibe, negative stuff to our kids and our communities. The poo shiesties, all that bang bang, shoot 'em up music was done on purpose. They took out all the revolutionary rappers, the Dead Prez, the EPMD. You don't hear nobody with a message no more. All you hear is kill, slut it out. You know what I'm saying?
Buy chrome
Eat it up,
hearts. Spend all your money on
eat
chrome
it up,
hearts.
spin blocks, get high, get high. So I think they selling our peoples out on that level. And let me tell you something. If Jim is getting paid to promote and to push the same thing that he's been pushing, why would you expect him to do anything different? I'm just being honest. I don't know what his contract looked like or what it's saying, but if he's pushing and promoting something, because all these dudes in power is saying the same thing. Why would you do that? You don't gotta drop it. You don't ain't gotta do none of that because they want to keep dudes under the flag so they can control them.
Right. And not only that, it's disgusting, right? You see, I just seen Birdman go to Harlem with D from Rough Riders and Jim passed by and these two throwing up blood together, right? And it's just like it just gives you a bad taste in your mouth. Like it just, rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like we know for a fact these dudes is not putting in no pain. They're not spending no blocks doing nothing what blood represent. You know what I'm saying? Because as we all know, it's nothing good about being blood.
They
You
said,
understand?
yo, they said
Everything
Jim.
about being blood is negative. You have to do negative things to be blood. You
Everything is not
understand what I'm
negative. Everything is not negative.
Come on,
I
bro.
agree with.
Now
I'm just being
let's stop
honest.
it.
I learned. No, listen. I got my
Gang
education. No,
banging
hold
is
on, hold
negative,
on,
man.
hold on. No, everything ain't everything is not negative though. I gotta be honest.
If
I
you
got
join,
Hear
listen,
me out.
joining a gang is
I got
negative.
all right. That is negative. I'm just talking about you talking about something specifically to me now. When you say a specific thing, like everything with being blood is negative, that's not true, bro.
Yes, it is.
That's not true. They taught us to learn our history. They taught us. They taught us to learn education to educate ourselves. They taught us. They taught us to go in a law library and learn our cases.
That's
They
not
taught.
every
Hold
blood. That's
on.
not
Hold on.
every. That's New York.
All right. All right.
That's
So
New York.
all I can speak on is what I know. What we know here. They
All
taught us
right.
to be. They taught us to be revolutionaries. I learned about all the Black Panthers, about a lot about history from Bloods. Without the homies giving me these books and other facts, the Black Panthers, the guards after, but the main supporters of my education were the Bloods in prison. The pauses, the jungles, the Magoos, the Frank Whites, the Mandu Warriors. You know how many books Mandu gave me? You know how many times, you know how many hours we spent on the gate talking and building and all that shit? So they taught me a lot. As a kid, they taught me leadership. And once your brain learns certain things, you educated to a certain level, it's gonna be a natural navigation away from that negative shit, bro. Once you get a certain amount of education, bro, it's gonna tell you like, yo, this shit is wrong. I gotta move on with my life, which is what I did with my life. You see what I'm saying? But from the homies, from the guards, from the Muslims, from the people that was around that type of activity, the Black Panthers came and was teaching us. I learned a lot, bro. Latin Kings,
All right.
Rat Hunters, they taught me a lot, bro. They taught
Now
me a
I'm
lot
not.
of shit,
All
bro.
right.
For
That's
me to
you.
be living successful right now in the world, going on 5 years since I've been home, bro, with no looking back. I'm not looking back. I'm not going to jail. All of that came from what I learned from the OGs and from the Damus.
All right. Now listen. Now let me get mine in. How many of us really took time out to read all them books? Sit down. It's only a handful of brothers that took the time out to get their mind right. That's actually now, able to uh cope with the real world. The rest of them dudes is running around homeless, twisted, still on 42nd Street in their neighborhoods, walking around damn near barefooted. Let's keep it real, bro. It's nothing out here that showed us and got us prepared for the real world. It's nothing good about gang banging or joining a gang. Period.
I
You
agree with
understand
you.
what I'm saying?
I agree with you that there's nothing good out of gang banging or joining a gang. But what I learned in a gang got me being the man who I am today. Without that information, as well as the other stuff I learned while in prison, some of which was leaving the gang alone.
Hmm.
You got what you came there for, the education, the smarts, and some of it was leaving the gang alone. But I learned a lot from the gang, bro. I learned leadership principles. I didn't know all the leadership things, qualities and principles until I became a leader in a gang and learned it.
I feel just we all had, natural, leader qualities about ourselves anyway, all of us. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like we don't need to keep promoting the negativity and dudes like Jim Jones. You know, a lot of dudes support him in the hood. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes like Mel Matrix still supporting him. They see dudes like Mel Matrix standing next to him. You understand? I think he should have been nipped that in the butt. Like, yo, son, yo, homie, let's start doing more positive stuff in the neighborhood and getting the kids involved a little more and doing things for the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Instead of it's a lot of things that man could have did, man. You know what I'm saying? For blood, if he was really a blood and he go by the history and the rules of what went down or what he was supposed to do for his community. You know what I'm saying? To me, all this shit is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of made up shit that motherfuckers wrote down on paper. Yo, Charlie Baltimore, 1969. He went up in the Crip neighborhood with 6 bombs on him and blew himself up for the hood. So you go blow yourself up next. Come on, man. This is what these Cali dudes sending out. Yeah, OG Rocky Rock. He went to the neighborhood, the neighborhood's hood, and shot off somebody's shoulder. And he came back. They shot off his leg. He was hopping back to the hood. Come on, man.
Hey, yo, you tripping? I mean,
All
yo,
these,
dark skin beauty, what up?
all
Yo,
these made up stories, man.
we
All this
built
shit is
it. We
made up.
TV. What up, yo? Smitty is up here wilding tonight. Friday night live. You heard?
Nah, man. I'm
Smitty
just
is
keeping
going
it
in.
real, man.
Smitty, so you saying you not feeling Jimmy?
I'm not feeling nobody.
You not feeling the Dipset? You not feeling the set?
I'm not feeling the set. I'm not feeling Baby. I'm not feeling Little Wayne. I'm not feeling what's that dude?
They ain't
Skin
putting
it
no
in
work.
blood.
None of them put in no work.
I'm not feeling none of them. I'm not
Hey,
fun. I'm not feeling nobody out
you
here.
ain't feeling baby? How you not feeling baby? He got the 5 on his head. He got the
Yo,
5
he
right here.
looking stupid. First of all, how you a Pyru with a 5-point star on your head?
Nah, he got the 5 on his head. 5.
You talking about you a Pyru with a
5.
5-point star on your head? Come on,
5. He
like,
got the 5 on his head. 5. What you
come on,
talking
man.
about,
This is
bloody?
nasty work. Chris Brown, Soldier Boy, any of these dudes that's out here promoting a blood flag, acting like they putting in work. Y'all duh, bro. I'm not jacking y'all at all, bro.
You
That's
saying
not
Chris
official.
Brown? So you saying Chris Brown ain't getting put on by the hood?
I don't care if he got put on by the hood.
Yo,
Chris
bad
Brown,
vibes in the building,
yo, Chris
man.
Brown is out here
Salute.
um basically um you know
Yo, when y'all going?
dancing on strings, bro. He's dancing on strings in the air, bro. He not spinning no blocks. What y'all
Yo, Bad
talking about?
Vibe was live earlier, letting it be known. Yo, Bad Vibes, when y'all going live? Yo, Bad Vibe said him, Mandu, Hocus for Fifth, and China Brim is going live soon. I gotta find out when that live is going
What?
down.
Hold on,
Right.
say that again.
Bad Vibe said him, Mandu, Hocus for Fifth are gonna be on 050 the movement today or tomorrow.
Oh, I'm about to, I call China in a few. I tap in with China and see when that's going because we on that. We on that. Because a lot of things gotta be, you know, and this is a talk for the elders. You know what I'm saying? This is a talk right now that could put things in a perspective right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like and get things, going like it's supposed to, bro, because it's a lot of dudes in position right now that's moving the crowd on some positivity. You know what I mean? It's a lot of uh elders, you know, with names that sound like something that's on positive time. So I
Right.
feel like right now, if them voices is heard, then um, you know, that positivity will basically outweigh the negative. You know what I mean? And I'm just keeping it real, bro, because it's a lot of powerful, and I'm not gonna say no names, but it's a lot of elders that's home right now, names that sound like something.
Little Mario, salute.
I'm just keeping it real, you know? I'm just
Yo, I,
keeping it real.
yo, I ain't gonna lie, you right. You right, bro, but I ain't gonna front. I don't wanna see dudes going at it though. That shit, that's corny, bro. That's belief.
I get you.
And that's
I
belief in the level of them dudes and what they doing out there.
I get
You
you on
understand what I'm
that.
saying? Man, dude don't need that. He doing great work out there in Brooklyn, great work out there in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Man, do worry. He been on the front line for a long time. I watched homie get it on with the squad. Jim Jones don't
Yo,
want that work
I'm about to
anyway.
jump off so Mikey B could bad vibes can come on, then I'm gonna come back on. He
You
wanna
gonna
he wanna talk.
you gonna send him the link?
I'm about to vibes, you got the same number?
Yeah, send him the link.
BB, you got the same number?
I think I got him too. Yeah, send it to him on Instagram or Facebook and send it to his number as well. Yo, listen, man, it's nasty out here, man. Yo, we trying to get BV about to pull up, you heard? But I ain't going for. I don't want to see these dudes out here fighting. We don't need that, bro. We don't need that. We don't need no violence. And I'm not saying, where we come from, shooting the hands wasn't really nothing. You know what I mean? It was a regular day. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Knuckle check, everybody walk away, everybody live. I understand, gloves up, gun down. I'm with that. But I think the caliber of these dudes and the work that they're doing, they don't need that. They don't need that. What they need to do is sit down. They need to sit down and talk about how they all can help the community, bro. Because we really need all of our hands on deck. We need all of our soldiers. You know what I'm saying? We need dudes to put these disputes to the side. We need dudes to put disputes to the side, bro, and really come together right now, bro. It's a lot going on in the world. It's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Dudes can't be taking strong pieces off the board because of what they feel or how they feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man.
Hold the fuck, hold the fuck, whoa.
Man, dude, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I can't really. I just said it to bad vibes. Yo, G'd up Quinn. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm from the old school, so I understand how he feel, how men do feel. I understand. You know what I'm saying? I done did what he's talking about. Phase. I did a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? That's light work for us. But how do we bend this moment into something that's productive for everybody? How do everybody win out of this? You know what I'm saying? If they go out there and fight, somebody gonna win and somebody gonna lose. If they go up there and communicate and talk about how they can help the community, help these kids, then everybody gonna win. You see what I'm saying? We gotta start winning all around the board. We gotta be winners, bro. We can't be losers, man. Yeah, I just sent it to him. I just sent it to him, Smitty.
Yo, did you he got it?
I don't know. We're gonna see in a second if he come back. I sent it to him though. But you hear me though, bro?
Yo,
Yeah, I want to just see dudes win, bro. If
absolutely.
if them two dudes fight, then somebody gonna lose.
Right.
And really, in this situation, nobody's supposed to be lose. We supposed to be winning. Everybody's supposed to keep winning and win for the hood, bro.
All right, but listen, what I'm saying is this. One dude, right, which is, you know, Jim Jones, he's a fake blood, right? It's a fake blood, right? He want to be a part of a nation that, you know, he really ain't put no work in, right? Then you got Mandu, a real blood, right? Who has put in work for this, sacrificed his life. You understand what I'm saying? Amongst the,
So
the
wait, no,
four.
hold up. So y'all say you telling me for all the past 20 years, Jim Jones been blood. He been fake the whole time?
Fake the whole time.
To me, I'm just being honest. I never looked at Jim Jones as a fake blood. I'm just being honest. I never, when I was the big homie, when I was blood, I'm like, Jimmy's a blood.
Why? Because he had on a red flag saying he was East Side and going on the what's the
Fact.
name and representing.
Right. Yup.
All right, so anybody,
Around,
so
hear me out,
so
hear me
any,
out, hear
and
me out,
that's
hear
the
me out,
fraud, and that's
hear me
the
out, hear me
fraud.
out.
Hold no, let me
Now
hear
you
me
gotta
out
hear
quick.
me out. You
Go
gotta
ahead,
listen to
go
me.
ahead, go ahead.
Around a bunch of dudes we all know that was official, that was on lineups.
And
That's all
that's
I'm
the
gonna say.
problem.
I don't gotta say who. I don't gotta say none of that. Around a bunch of dudes that we all knew was official
And
and that
that's
was
the
on
problem.
lineups. Big homies that was out here on the set. They knew he was repping. They knew what was going on. They knew it. So why would I think that? Why would I
Yeah,
think that Jim Jones is a fake blood when you got
yeah,
real day one name brand dudes out here in these streets repping? Damn, I'm just send me a text.
yeah. And that's the problem. That's the problem.
Go ahead, bro.
That's the problem right there.
Go ahead, bro. I hear
And
you.
that's the problem. The That's the main reason why Damu is the way it
Hold
is.
on. Yo, hold on. Bad vibe trying to come in.
All right, I'll be back.
Come
But
right
listen,
back.
hold on. Before I
Go
go
ahead.
off,
Before
That
you
is the
go off.
reason why Damo is the way it is because dudes let things like that slide. Dudes could come outside they house one day on the block just because they man blood. You understand? Throw on that red flag and be like, yo, I'm blood. I'm blood.
Right.
I'm Damo. Just because he got a couple dollars. Come on, man. Yeah, I'm gonna let Bad Vibes come through. I'll be back, y'all. Salute, man. Shout out Bad Vibes.
I just text bad vibes. Go ahead, go BV. Yo, what's up, big bro? What up, bad vibes?
What's good? What's good, bro?
Yo, I seen you on. I ain't seen you up here in a couple years. I've been falling back, but I seen y'all pop out. I said I gotta pop out.
Yeah,
Man, dudes out
I
here,
only come,
BV.
I only come when the truth need to be spread and the poison need to be eradicated, bro.
Right,
That dude
right.
is nah. He could have, yo. Why he ain't just put that on Dipset? You heard this, yo? Not nine tray in the roots of the nine tray. Why he just ain't put that on Diplomats, Dipset, your little block in Harlem and all that? We can't let you get away with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
No.
but this is what I'm saying. When he said that, I didn't think he meant starting blood. I heard what he said that. He said when I started this brotherhood. But I think he's talking about amongst those guys in the music industry, bro. I think
He
it's a
didn't.
community.
He didn't though. That don't make any sense neither.
You think so?
It,
You think he was talking
it-
about non-trade?
yeah.
I don't think he was.
Yeah,
I don't
Jim
think
is
Jimmy
not the bright.
Jimmy
He's
not
not
that
the
crazy. I don't
brightest
think Jimmy that
bulb in the
crazy.
world. I mean, maybe in his mind, I mean, maybe he feel the price of $1 and the dollars that he spent and spread it was it. It put him in a position. You know, that's how it was and how certain people take the position. Mikey, we
I
know
think
that intimately and personally. So.
I understand where you coming from, and I understand where Duke coming from. I don't think Jimmy. I think Jimmy was talking about his connections to Birdman, to the game, and how he's extended the reach really of East Coast Bloods to the South and to the West Coast. I think he was because he did, from that perspective, Jimmy did link up with a lot of dudes in the industry. He did link up with a lot of dudes and start his own movement inside there, bro. He did. That's something that we can't, you know, he made a connection with, Davies, Maine. No, he got his own brotherhood. He got his, and I don't know if he was talking about
Davies
blood
not
right there.
blood, Mano not blood.
I know.
I mean, I know what you're saying, and I was listening to you respectfully, right? Yo, I can't. Jim can't take credit for that. As far as introduced to East Coast to the industry, we did that without even being out here.
That's
We
true.
did that. We did that without Jim Jones first going into a studio and they shot this music to a record label, and all of a sudden, boom, the world knows about Jim Jones. We've
Right.
been out here. We've been pushing and suffering and paving the way for this way before Jim Jones even thought about picking up a rag or being around Melly and capitalizing off of that rag. Yeah. So now Jim
Facts.
Jones don't get no credit for nothing. And that's just the truth, straight to the core. Yeah. You get
Facts.
credit for being the most dumbest, negative piece of shit that the industry done heard and with streets done seen and witnessed. Yeah. Son,
Right.
you need to grow up. That's all I need to do. I want to scream that in his face. Yo, grow your old ass up, son. It's over, son. Find a new hobby, right? Find something else to do. Go back to writing your lyrics, do poetry, plant seeds, raise chickens, whatever the fuck you do. But being blood and repping non-trade and talking about it like you was and trying to make it seem like you a cobblestone, you a staple, that's not it, bro. You're not getting away with that, bro. Yeah. If it was my last 31 breaths in my body, I would contribute 29 to letting it be known this dude's fake and what he pushing is propaganda. Yeah.
I understand your position, bro. I know you original Mandu's original non-Trey. I met named Mandu, he was non-Trey. You know what I'm saying? I was with Mandu when he was non-Trey before, he made his transition or whatever over to Stone. But So I understand. I know y'all talking facts. You know what I mean? I know y'all day ones, and I know y'all. Y'all foundation. Y'all foundational brothers. I'm not even. That's not even up for debate or question here. You see what I'm saying? My thing is this, bad vibes. This is what I'm talking about now. How can we spin this for something positive for the people, bro? I don't want to see man do out there. You know, how can we get this
How
to
can
be
we
something
spin it for some
positive?
positive for the
How
people?
can it? How can it be positive? The all the way all the wars say you always give a person a way out. What's his way out? What's his way out, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's his way out?
His way out is to get out. The way out is to push him out. The way out is to push out all of this negative, poisonous, toxic shit that he's talking about. Yeah. The
I
the way
respect it.
out is to push him away from being some type of sufficient statement towards the whole drop your fag challenge. Yeah.
Right,
That's the way out. The way out is showing these younger generations underneath us, which is our sons, nephews, cousins, little ones, and so on, a different way. Remember the way. The way ain't Jim way. Yeah, it's our way. So it don't Jim don't get no credit for nothing. Yeah. He can't sit amongst us. Yeah, I don't care if he's sitting amongst us looking like a rich and successful king. You still a peasant to us in the roots where we come from. Yeah,
right,
because you
right,
can't buy that. Yeah,
right, right, right. Facts. Facts. We came up on different principles, and I understand that. I understand that fully, but you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong, bro. I agree with you. I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to see what's everything that's best for the peoples, bro. I don't want to see dudes, destroying themselves, bro. I don't want to see these dudes. We did
now ain't
enough of
nobody
that.
ain't nobody take Jim that serious, bro. Jim, don't nobody take him that serious because he's not a serious person other than the negativity that he push and propagate. Mikey B. Yeah,
Right,
nobody take him
facts.
serious. Additionally, is don't know personally and otherwise. Jim Jones not a tough guy, and third of all, he picks his battles. Yeah, he not gonna fuck with us, bro. Dead ass serious, cause Harlem is not that far, and where he at, Fruitown, yeah. Ain't nobody worried about that, yeah. It's just that what we worried about and what we was concerned about is what you said when Fat Joe asked you that question, yeah. Cause I
Right.
held my breath and I looked at that, yo. It just even reminiscing on his response, that shit hurt and it makes me so angry, bro. Yeah.
What
That's
war was
like
he
me
talking?
saying,
What
that's
war
like
was
you
he talking
asking me
about?
that. To each
What?
his own. The fuck you mean? To each his own. It ain't no each his own. We all was our own. We was moving in one accord and in unison. Ain't no to each his own. And you got some different perspective on what blood is and how blood should be pushed to the people or blood how blood should be eradicated from the people. Yeah. Who the
Right.
fuck is he? Yeah.
Right.
You
Right.
wasn't in the front line. You was in the front of the studio with them fucking keyboards moving them little things and microphones and all that shit in your face, yeah? That's what you was
Right.
doing, yeah?
Right. I mean, I agree with you. We already know who
The
was there.
industry don't control us. The industry ain't never control us or influence us, Mikey B. We did this the other way around.
I seen this. Yo, let me tell you something, Dad Bob. Though I seen this shit. I seen this coming. You heard? I seen this coming. I seen this coming.
That's just so disrespectful to everything. Nigga, I languished in a box for 9 years straight. I
I be
suffered, did
knowing.
all types of shit, lost my teeth, did all types of shit, bro. For
Right.
Jim Jones to step up and speak for my hood, I
Right.
smacked the shit out of Jim Jones. Y'all, he's really playing games, bro. Like you wilding with that, son. Like, come on, man. All because what Melly came home and you still dick riding. That's what you doing. You still riding the Trey meat wagon. Yeah? That's why you talking like what I started. You ain't start nothing. You ain't start anything. You and I both know that, yeah? You heard of Jim Jones in 97, 98, 99? How
Come
about
on, bro.
2000?
Come on, bro.
How about 2001? Look,
I
look,
heard
hold on.
about it when he on Dipset. I heard about it when
Certified.
he came. I heard about when he came out on Dipset. That's when I heard about him. That's when I heard about him, bro. I ain't gonna front. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let me tell you something,
I didn't
bro.
even know his songs. I told the truth early in my life. I ain't know none. You know, we was box, we was banging, we was doing what we was doing. I didn't even know none of his songs because I didn't have no access to TV, radio, no headphones by the conditions I put myself in prison. You know? So I
Right.
didn't hear all the popping new hot song when Jim came out, Certified Gangsters and all that. I learned who he was through Magoo. You know? Yo, you heard it? Y'all heard the name? I seen nigga in the sauce or the double XL. I seen who the fuck is he? That was my initial question. Who is that? Yeah. Oh nah, you know what it was.
Right.
From both of them, S and Ghoul. Maybe sleep in peace. Both of them. I done been in the small circles with them, both of them, bro. Yeah?
Right. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's like, I mean, I know you right. As far as everything you're saying, you right and exact, bro. We know what it is, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you are elder to him. Man, dude's an elder to him. I would just think that, try to bend that shit or make that shit. Because, in this world, bro, we got to make things into what we want them to be. You know what I'm saying? As leaders, we ain't succumb. We fought against, oppression. We made, and we really were able to change things to our visions. The state of New York, you
Right.
know, the things that we was doing, the crews that we had, the people that we had under us, we were
The
able to,
bonds that we formed,
yeah, right.
everything, the
We were,
structure that we enhanced. We didn't make it encourageable. The structure that we enhanced. Jim was not doing that, bro, in the early days. You know, wasn't even part of that fray. You
yeah,
heard?
yeah.
You wasn't even part of that fray, bro. And
I,
yo, Mikey, let's be clear too for a second, right? How I personally and more intimately feel about that, right? I'm gonna say this, and it's just known, and it could be attested to and confirmed, right? I was the bag for nine trade. You know that to be a fact. Before Jim, I set the whole line up. I got a first $80,000 in prison. I wouldn't fuck with 80 bands in prison. In
right,
my prison account, yeah. I
right,
took care. I was the bag for the billies, yeah. That's a
right,
fact, yeah.
right,
And I carried them for years off of my
right,
bread, yeah. So
right,
when you talk about Jim came with the bag, he took the bag to Melly and Shotty and Harv and all them out there, on Malcolm X up there, Marcus Garvey up there in the style, yeah. While we was in there, I was the one taking care of the Billies. I was the financial backbone to the Billies out there and up top when he's up there. Niggas surcharges that was on the books, I cleared them. Niggas start getting visits, boy, I'm sending money out, bands out of my account for prison, make sure everything go right, yeah? So I don't
right,
care about what Jim Jones gave about some money, yeah?
right, right,
Nothing.
right. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, you was right though. That wasn't the principles that we lived about anyway. That wasn't like, you can have all the money in the world. That's what did that mean? I mean, that ain't really mean nothing to us. That ain't really because we was getting to it ourselves, and we wasn't really, we wasn't really that ain't make you official amongst us because you
Right,
had
not no
bread.
money, no.
Nah, not no bread. Bread ain't make you official. It made you rich, but it ain't make
Mhm.
you official. Maybe even made you a target. It ain't make you official.
Yeah, really, yeah.
It didn't
No,
make you.
we know
Nah,
we know plenty of people that came up and they was who they was, and that
it,
bag was not effective.
it ain't make you official.
It didn't make you a fit. No, at all, not at
Nah,
all.
it ain't make you
Nah.
official. So I understand you on that. I just want to see, I want to see a better way for the brothers. And let me ask you this,
It is a better way.
because I know y'all brothers
Once we
is
pack
is
him
die
up,
hard,
once we
die
pack him
rule.
up, it is gonna be a better way. Cause now the youth and younger people, even some old and in between and older that's paying attention that might have some fuzziness in their brain about which way to go. Once we pack Jomo up, right, and get rid of him, once he's out the way, it's a clear path of prosperity for the youth and for other people, yeah. Well, we can't leave him in place. We can't allow Jim Jones to get up in there and start saying something contrary to how we are actually living and what we doing in society. Yeah. No, don't listen to Jim Jones. Don't go hit nobody up with no 40. Don't go kill nobody. Don't listen to what Jim Jones wants you to do. Cause you know what? Jim Jones ain't doing it himself. He's
Facts.
not outside. He's outside profiling. He got them little stupid ass phones and them tripods and all that dumb shit out there in Harlem. Yeah, he's not outside doing anything. If anything be said, he got people doing shit for him in so many regards, but he's not doing anything. Yeah, he's not
Yeah,
no unseen hand for the foolish and the stupid, bro. Yeah?
yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's just nasty, bro. I'm tired of seeing all of our people being destroyed, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even with that. I'm not anything that gotta be like destruction of somebody that. And I understand where you coming from. Don't get it twisted.
He's too
But
old, son. It's over. It's even for some of us, it might be a hard pill for us to bite and swallow. My nigga, it's over. For
but
some
you
of
but
us.
you
For some
right.
of
I'm not
us.
saying shit don't deserve to get checked. I'm not saying that you are correct about that. Things deserve to be corrected and checked. It's just how you go about doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's many ways. It's many ways of doing things. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And we all men, so I respect how y'all handle. Just as I'm reacting to it, and I respect just that's on y'all. That's y'all call. You know what I mean? Y'all was doing that shit before me. You see what I'm saying? Man, dude was there when I turned blood. You know what I mean? So y'all was elders to me when I turned Damu. So I understand where y'all coming from that perspective. You know what I mean? And
That
that's
shit is
y'all. That's
hurtful,
y'all
son.
world. That's y'all shit.
Yeah,
That's
that shit
y'all
is.
world. That's y'all. And I understand it. And dude gotta just. I guess he gotta just play his position, bro. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on out here, man. This is
He
just
ain't gonna say
nasty, bro.
nothing. It's nothing credible he can say. All he could do is demonstrate how conversationally foolish he can sound on this digital internet. And if you play games, it's gonna bust your fucking head. It's clear and straight up and down. It is what it is. He play games up here. We'll be right up in town, waiting and lurking on you, little bitch ass. Yeah? There's nothing he can say about anything that we are saying. Yeah. What are you
But
gonna
let me tell
say?
you
Don't
something,
listen to these
bro.
dudes.
And this is true, bro. This is just real from the heart. I don't want to see you a man do back in prison, bro. Like,
Back in prison for what?
I mean, whatever. I just don't want to see. I want to see y'all out here though, bro. Like, let these other dudes deal with some of that shit that was out here, bro. Y'all dudes, y'all did your time. Y'all stood on that line. Y'all stood up for a lot of dudes that wasn't standing for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did a lot, bro. Let these other dudes deal with some of this stuff, bro. Like, I'm just saying, let's
Yeah,
let
but
these other dudes.
who voices will diminish the poison that he's saying other than ours, yeah?
I,
I could have took the high road to it and say, you know what? I'm not I don't care what nobody say, yeah? I don't
I
care what
understand.
he
I
said.
understand. You right.
I could have left it for the audience and the masses and those that's in the ranks and in the sets and all that to say, you know what? Let them figure it out. Yeah, I'm telling them, and I'm doing a duty and being who I am and authentically closing the books. Yeah, this is what needs to be done. Yeah,
I mean, I respect it. Let me tell you something I respected more about y'all. Cause I know y'all in it for life. Y'all is it is what it is. But y'all still supporting the homie with the Hocus for a fifth with the drop your flag challenge. So let me know why do you support that? Like get into that because that's big, bro. You know what I'm saying?
it is big.
We need brothers like you and man do really behind these kids because we understood when I got into it. I didn't try to bring my whole block. I didn't try to bring everybody that was hustlers because I knew it wasn't a place for everybody. I knew it wasn't everybody wasn't built to be a Damu soldier when I turned. When I turned Damu, I know everybody wasn't like me. So I ain't try to bring everybody home from my block. I ain't try to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Other dudes from my block came home later, but a lot of dudes didn't because I never tried to bring them home. But so how do you feel about that? And because Jim was talking about the drop your flag challenge with Mandu was basically talking about, what he was saying and how he felt about that with kids, somebody talking about kids doing the right thing and he going against it.
Yeah, he clearly went against it. Yeah, the message he gave was not the message that men do. It's actually living and doing. Yeah,
Right,
not only
facts.
that, the message in the statement that Jim Jones said, son, it don't make no sense. He said a whole bunch of nothing in just a whole word, just wordy, being wordy. He didn't say too much of nothing other than okay, he could have did that, and he think Hulk is doing that because he got a case and all that. It's bigger than Hocus. It's definitely bigger than Jim Jones, right? And it's bigger than all us. This was so to been done, Mikey. It took the courage of somebody to say, you know what? Let me jump out there and put that out there, yeah? To save the kids, you can't lead them with no flags. You can't lead them nine trays, blazers, and all that. To save it, leave it alone, yeah? Because you can't halfway carry this. You and I both know that, yeah?
Right.
You can't
Facts.
halfway carry this flag. You can't have 1 foot in and then 1 foot out, like Jim. You heard? He got
Facts.
1 foot
Facts.
in the studio and a half a foot out in the streets. You heard? Not even a
Right.
whole foot, a half a foot out in the street. You can't do both. You can't serve two gods. You heard?
Right. Right. That's facts. You speaking facts as far as that's concerned. You read on that.
And it's nothing, don't make nobody lesser than who you are or what's in your heart to say, you know what, I'ma bury this for the better good. Yeah. We
Right.
done did a whole, we don't revolutionize a whole lot of shit, whether it's music, whether it's lingo, whether it's the system, whether it's system, the state, whether it's through the Albany, the commissioner. We don't revolutionize a whole lot of shit that was in the better good for us. Yeah. What
Right.
make this more different? Because now nobody can hide around a red flag. Now most of you're dripping all out with that red shit. It's gonna be irrelevant. It's gonna be a regular red shit that you got on. Ain't nothing else connected to it. Yeah. It
Right.
seems like a lot of people are scared. It's like when you speak about the slaves and a lot of slaves are scared for freedom. When Harriet took them and say, listen, go north that way, they froze up and fell on the floor. No, go to freedom. You heard? It seemed like this is like mimicking that. You heard? Go
True.
leave these people alone. Leave these kids alone, man. Like
Facts.
that's my whole position. Leave these kids and these next generation alone. And even those that do got a potential that's sitting on Rikers Island to get out next year, or this next year, 2 years, 3 or 4, 5 years. Leave them alone, man. Stop laying the holy grail of ignorance and destruction for these kids, you And if I'm saying it, you who can contest what I'm saying, bro? I done lived it and walked it. And I'm
Facts.
still right back here, bro.
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro.
I'm
So
right back here. You know what I want. You come on,
facts.
Mikey, son. Your people
Facts.
sit there, bad boys, good dude. Son, I'm
Facts, bro.
still wheeling and whirling from that sentence and the disgusting shit I had to endure. Yeah.
Right. 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 Right.
Even to the point of hurting people. I injured a lot of people, and I still will today when it comes to my self protection. Yeah, but
Right.
that's not a primary choice I will take. Yeah, I'm
Right.
not in a rush to do nothing so destructive that's gonna crash my castle. You heard?
Right.
What Jim is saying? What is Jim saying is contrary. Now he needs to get the fuck out the way. And that's just dead serious and as serious as it comes. He need to get his little toxic, poisonous little ass out the way, man. Go take your jury and go somewhere else. Your friends, your little small cadre, your G, go somewhere else, man. Yeah. But we not following you.
Right. Right. I understand, bro. I mean, he could have thought better of the way he spoke on that, though. You know what I'm saying? I
Nah, yo, he
understand.
had me tight.
I
And look into
understand.
my eyes. Like, look into my eyes. Yo, remember Fat Joe asking the first question? Yo, that little giggle. Teach
Yeah,
go. Yeah,
I
I'd
heard
have
that.
smacked, yeah, I swear to God, son. I'd have smacked his whole lips right to his ear. Yeah, I'd have smacked his whole beak off. Yeah. Like, cause you playing with this. We done lost plenty. May he sleep in peace. Plenty others that can go down the line. We lost a lot, we sacrificed a lot, and we gave a great part of our lives to the system, all for Jim Jones to get up there with Fat Joe and say some crazy shit like that. Yo, he lucky niggas won't be waiting in Harlem for him tonight. You heard? Cause you playing, bro. So what was we? Crash dummies? What we crash dummies for some type of devilish of vanguard or who Jim Jones say he is because he got a mic and a camera in his face, you heard? Leave these kids alone, you heard? Leave them alone. Leave other people's children alone. Let these dudes be more greater and utilize their potential more than you did when you were younger. Cause you're old now, bro. It's quiet for you. Yeah. It's quiet. Ain't nothing blood could offer you, and ain't nothing he could offer blood but a sorry excuse in the wrong way. You heard? That's all. He ain't nothing he could get for blood. Ain't no more blood in this, bro, for him. You heard?
I agree with you. I understand. And I think all hands on deck. It shouldn't be nobody speaking against nobody doing nothing positive that's coming out of Don Moon. Anybody doing something positive, nobody should be speaking against that, especially other Don Moons. I agree with you totally on
And he's
that.
not even real, bro.
I agree with you totally on that. You're right. But even if you come in a name or whatever, you should not be speaking negative against nobody trying to get kids in line out here working every day to stop violence on the front line, like man doing them is doing out there, like a lot of other brothers, a lot of other homies is doing out there in New York City. You know what I'm saying? The work they doing with all these different gangs in all these different communities speaking against that shit, bro. It's like, don't get me wrong, but a lot of these guys getting paid to promote the gang. They getting paid to
I
promote the
know, I
violence, bro.
know, I
They
know.
getting
He
paid for that,
definitely
bro.
he clearly set the term and established in the stone, Mikey, that yeah, part of his contractual little advancement of money is put to perpetuate this shit. He ain't no different from he just like all the other Asian provocateurs that was amongst us and look like us, sir. The William O'Neills, like with the William O'Neills in the case, sir. With shit like he's part of the problem, bro. But you stand among us like you amongst the real right. You're not, son. And you're not even a real blood, son. You're not even real, son. You caught the wave of being around them, just like 6ix9ine did. You caught the wave of the homies got the area, the homies is here. Okay, here, look at this dude. And you had something to provide and offer to us with money. You heard? You bought your way in, son. You're not a staple in this, huh? You're not.
I
Leave
mean,
these kids alone,
you
bro.
know his name. I mean, like I said, I know you know his name ain't on nothing or like never been on. I never seen his name on nothing when I was amongst the ranks. I
Nothing.
never seen none of that stuff, bro. But
Nothing.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I thought Jimmy was a real Damu. All the homies that we really knew that was official was around him. So I thought homie was really real right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being
When you
honest.
talking
You know
about
what
20 years ago?
I'm saying? Maybe
He
yeah.
ain't even been he ain't been blood on 20 years. Hey man, yo, come on. Yo, bro, you just existed. You existed in this. He like when they had the real blood, fake blood, yeah? It's like he's them. He's like the leader of the fake blood. So nobody recognize you, bro. I'm telling you the truth of what it is. I heard of Jim Jones. If I even heard three a ball, 2 or 3 of his, I heard about him through my team. Yo, we got a new dummy that's donating. You know what? Who? Jimmy. Jim who? I don't fucking Jim Jones. Jim who? From where? Yeah. Then he don't get no credit for bringing no 9 trays home in no Harlem. Yeah. And he shouted out, chill. Mandu brother bought the Billy home in Harlem, the whole area circumference of Harlem. It
Right,
wasn't you. It wasn't
right.
you.
That's
Gangsta
facts.
Lou, another one,
Chi
influential
Chi,
Harlem dude. It wasn't
Chi
you.
Chi.
So we gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it, bro. Ain't nobody worried about Jim Jones, huh? I will stomp his guts out. Ain't nobody worried about you, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This right here is a hard pill to swallow. I don't want to see dudes going at each other though. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, we ain't going at it. All we doing is
I don't,
eradicating.
and I
We just
definitely don't want to
eradicating.
see y'all dudes on the front line of all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to see that shit, bro. You know what I mean? Because
Somebody got to do it though.
I don't. I'm not. Don't get it. Y'all agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. But on the same token, though, I don't know. I'm just trying to look for the best way for everybody to win. You heard?
Yo, Mikey, can I ask you a question? Why he wait till now, right? Jim been popular in the media. He been anytime any type of anything go on surrounding him, around him, or anything he got knowledge of. You want to know why? Again, he's one of them dudes that capitalize over the moment and he try to seize an opportunity. Mel Murder came home. I kind of knew you was gonna get beside himself. I tell you that heart to heart. I knew Mel Murder came out, and Mel Murder is still like a little drop to us. Yeah, we made Mel. Mel made you. What the fuck you think the reverse was when you sit here on a platform in front of millions, potentially millions and millions across the world, and you said what you said, and I could tell by his body language, Jim Jones knew he was capping. Yeah, he just didn't anticipate that we was gonna jump on his body like that. Yeah, he probably figured me doing others is so distracted in life, right, and not connected to the internet to hear what you say. Yeah. I done got so many all through today, so many goddamn calls and IG, Instagram, my phone, bling, 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 bling.
I know you
Because
going off. I know they
yeah,
going
my
off.
shit, yo, bro. And then I'm communicating with China. I mean, with Mandu, me and Hocus, all of us sitting there back and forth. Then others. Then it's widespread. The point is, bro. What I'm saying is not right because I ain't getting no backtrack. I ain't getting no negative anything. Nobody said nothing. It's kind of funny how we doing them, but this is how niggas like him supposed to be done. You know? This is how
Yeah,
dudes like him supposed to be done. Because there's no way you could try to reasonably talk to a dummy, especially an old one or old dummy at that, and try to think you gonna get some results, sure. You got to do old fools like we doing this dudes here, and we willing to take it wherever. But we know we ain't gonna have to do that because Jim don't want a problem, sure. G's up east side. He ain't want a problem, sure. Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, it's nasty, man. It's a lot going on out here in these streets, man. I mean, to a certain perspective, you right, but then you always gotta watch out because dudes are gonna try to protect their brands.
What
You know what I'm
brand?
saying?
What brand? What brand
Homie,
Jim Jones
homie,
protecting? Jim ain't
homie gotta
protecting nothing. He's not a musician. You know, let me say this. He don't have nothing actively going on. He's not making no music, right? What brand? What? Diplomat, the whole logo, the clothes, that's cam shit. We all know and understand that. What are we protecting with Jim Jones? We protecting Jim Jones' ignorance? No, we're not gonna do that, bro. And then you got to realize something too. Jim is the Judas of the youth today. You heard? Yo, he's fooling these young dudes because he walking and bopping and dressing and conducting and sounding like them. See, her? To the young, they don't know how to differentiate. Okay, this is a some they do, some they don't. You heard? I said to say this. He leads a good cadre of young people, Mikey. He leads them just by his youngest mannerisms, you heard? And that's what I want to stop it right there, you heard?
right.
Don't listen to this old donkey of the decade with his lies and all this shit he talking about, you heard?
Donkey of the decade.
Yeah, donkey of the decade, and he's not tough, you heard?
It was crazy out here, man.
It
I
is,
mean,
bro.
don't get me wrong, y'all the guys, y'all the guys that speak up. And a lot of this stuff going out here, y'all should speak up. Y'all need to y'all need to speak up more, be more vocal as far as adding y'all voice, especially positive movements like what Hocus 4 Fifth got going with that, drop your flag
Salute to
challenge.
that, man. Salute to that. The same way we had the courage when we was younger, Mikey, and we didn't know too much better. We had to get to the point where we at right now. It just
Right.
we left people in the can, Mikey, that no matter how old they are, like the blue boys of the world, they never gonna get it. Yeah.
Right.
Jim just tried to do it that wasn't dealing with no incarceration. He's a free slave, and that's all he doing is perpetuating all this nonsense he talking, yeah. You shouldn't
Right.
be, once you're a certain age, status, even in your brain, no matter about how you're looking, your message should be tailored different, especially when you're talking to those younger than you. If you know there's a consensus of people that's younger than you that may listen, you got just an iota of influence, so you got to speak different, yeah?
Right.
You have to speak different. It ain't even a choice, yeah?
Right.
Your gray hairs in your face and all that should tell a story other than, okay, this is a dumb old nigga, yeah?
Yeah. That's
Come
a
on,
fact.
bro.
That's a fact.
That's like me going in an auditorium full of young dudes right now. And y'all do keep it young. I don't just too casual and all. That's like me going in there and acting how I dress. No. Yeah, no. I don't get that when I'm outside. Yeah. He looks nice. That's older. That nigga smooth older dude right now. Little do they know, though. Yeah. From
Right.
which I came.
Right. I ain't gonna front though, bro. It's just, man, I understand it. Somebody gotta do it, you know what I mean? I like the work that Mandu's out there doing in Brooklyn. I don't want this to put any, dampen on that, shine a dog light on that. I don't want that, I don't want that to, affect the work that he's doing out there. You know what I'm saying? He's doing great work out there. You know what I mean? They
Yeah. Taylor
trusting
made
him.
for a king. That's a fact. I
Right.
done been out with him too. I done been out there with him. I
Yeah,
fuck with him. I
he's doing
support
great
him
work
and a
out
part
there.
of
And I
him.
don't want this to be and I understand like somebody gotta do it, bro, but we've been doing this shit for a long time on the front line, always being the ones that sacrifice, always being the ones out there with our chest out, talking that talk, having to do that shit, bro. Like, I understand it, But y'all dudes gotta live y'all life too. Y'all got families, you know what I'm saying? Oh,
Yeah.
these other dudes gotta do
Yeah,
some, you know, these
we also left a mess too outside. You're right. We got family
we wasn't
inside
there
my
though.
house.
No, that wasn't our mess though. It wasn't
Yes, it was.
you weren't there. You weren't there. That was
Eh, no,
somebody else's mess, bro.
no. When
Bro,
you
listen,
got
I
those
can
traveling in the
name
vein of how we travel, bro,
yo, Tiny
we
Let
are
Loose
the
and look,
influence of them. Yes, we are. Yes, we are the blame for how it is too. Yes, we are. Yeah. That's why
right?
we pick up the reins and do that, bro.
You right to a certain extent. But it was leaders out there on the set. That's like if we in Comstock and some shit go down in Attica. We not responsible for that because we in Comstock. I'm just saying. Right or wrong though, bro.
We still responsible. We accountable for all this, bro. They wouldn't know what to do wrong if we never introduced this lifestyle to them.
Right. Yo, Tiny Let
And we
Loose.
all done did wrong.
Appreciate the super chat and the dub, man. Much love to Mikey and G'd Up from Hyde Park, Los Angeles, homies. You already know, man. We Nation, east to the west coast to the east coast, man, and everything in between. We respect what New York is doing with the gang ish. Wish it could have happened here, but not the case. Keep saving the people, cause for us here, 100 Hyde Park for death. The 60s is in here. That's right. Yo, appreciate you, Tiny Let Loose. The 60s, Hyde Park over there. You know what I'm saying? LA up in here. Appreciate y'all, man. But go ahead, bad vibes. Like I said, bro, I appreciate your contributions. I appreciate, you know, the leadership that a lot of y'all good brothers gave to me, and that's why we all out here. When I was in prison, and I appreciate what y'all doing out here for these youth because they need real OGs like y'all to step up and put an end to a lot of this bullshit, bro. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
need
but
y'all to
bro,
really step up and put an end
look,
to this shit, bro. Somebody gotta put their foot down.
yeah,
You
but
see
you
what
know
I'm
something
saying?
though, Mikey? You wanna know something true? Yo, it can't be both ways, yeah. Just like when certain things or certain influence you, certain NYB homies get on the internet, make a mockery of themselves or do some crazy shit or whatever. It can't be okay. Us older ones or those that's of a conscience and like mine should step up and correct what's going on, especially with the New York bloods, bro. Yeah, it can't be somebody should step up, but when we step up, you got fools like this dude in the chat right here. I don't really pay attention to that. I'm gonna give you a glimpse of attention. He said, "Yo, I'm out. I'm hating too hard. What am I hating about? How am I hating of a underling under me? Yeah, that's trying to adapt and my lifestyle or how I live and take it somewhere else where it don't need to be. Yeah, that's one of them young dudes like him in the chat that you'll be in jail. And once they put them cuffs on you and all that shit, you in there, you gonna start crying like a little bitch. You heard? And the time that they give you, you gonna go up north, and that's what you gonna live as a little bitch. So yeah, go follow Jim. If you think I'm hating, go ahead and follow Jim. But this is what I mean right here. Like shit like that. Yeah. Shit like that, yeah. But he can have one. I'll take 10. Yeah. For each one of him, I'll guarantee I'll pull 10 in. Yeah. So he's still not gonna beat me in the numbers, yeah.
I understand, and you correct on that. I understand. We know how it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? We've been there. We've seen a lot of
But
so-called dudes.
I care for those who need to be cared for. Yeah, let me just put it like that so I won't be open to yo, you sound like this or he hating or hating on or how you say what you want to say, yeah. I know for a fact you couldn't walk 40% of my lifestyle in blood, yeah. Nowhere. Armed or not. Yeah, you can't do it. You heard? But that's the whole point, son. That's the whole point right there. Yeah. That's why Jim need to be eradicated. Yeah. He
I
need
ain't
to
gonna
be
lie.
dismissed.
I ain't gonna lie. It's nasty out here, yo. But you're right. Dudes got to step up and check a lot of situations, bro.
You can't have it both ways. Either we can step up or not. 1 minute, yo, y'all should say something. Then we say something. It's like we shouldn't say nothing. Yeah, that just shows
Nah,
the
you need
confusion of
nah,
the masses.
nah. Don't get me wrong. I respect the fact that you said something, but I just wish it wasn't always y'all, the same dudes, like these young dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Who
Like
is left, Mikey?
like I said, I don't really know.
Me
I'm,
and
you
man
know,
doing on no internet dudes. I the one that really sent it to him. I'm telling you. Me and son, that's my brother. Not just cause of no bees or nothing. I go to the crib right now. I'm going to the crib right in the pots if I want to. You know? I the one that sent it to him. Man, dude don't pay attention. He's outside. He's in mayor office. He's doing this. He's outside for most of the day. When he come in, he's smoking. He going to sleep with his woman. Yeah. I the one that sent it to him. Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, yo, this is needed to be done right here, bro. It needs to be done. Yeah.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. Stuff definitely needs to be done. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of lack of leadership, and you see that playing out every day in the streets. All we seeing is a lack of leadership. But the powers that be want us to be like this, bro. They lock up dudes. They lock up the greatest voice. They shut down. They kill the greatest voice that we have for leadership. But
Yeah, but
it's definitely
they need a
time.
voice like Jim out here though.
It's
They
definitely
should
time.
kill him. He
No,
should be the one right
they
there.
paying them type of voices. They paying
Exactly.
them voices.
Exactly.
They paying them voices. So I
And
understand.
it's
Don't I
clear.
ain't got it messed up. I
That's
want it in a
clear.
certain way, but I understand. I know exactly what's going on. They paying them to corrupt our communities, to push the gang, to push all the violence, to push that stuff. We know that, bro.
That mean they
That's a
worse than dirty cops.
yeah, because they
That mean
black
they're worse than dirty cops. I didn't
and they
know no.
working against their own communities. That's right,
Yeah.
because they working against their own communities. That's true. I know that's true. That's a fact. You don't hear no positive dead press music. You don't hear nothing like that no more. No
No.
EPMD, nothing that's beneficial to our peoples, bro. You don't hear that on the radio no more, bro. That'll tell you something right there in itself.
Just like I said, I used the phrase earlier and to add elaboration onto it. He the William O'Neill's of the movement, yeah. You know what William O'Neill did with Fred Hampton. You know, they used him, sent him in the crib, had the movement in there, sent him in the crib. He cooked for the organist for the movement. So I put some shit in the Kool-Aid, had them go to sleep. Once they went to sleep, they just case law 600 F2D 600. If you want to Google, drop it in chat GBT, it'll tell you what happened. That's what Jim is. He's a present day William O'Neill. Yeah. He went in there, like I said, put sedatives inside the Kool-Aid, served the meal and food. Once they went to sleep from him putting the shit in the thing, what happened? The Chicago police ran in the crib and shot every fucking thing down in there. You heard? That's not happening on this watch, not under this brand and label of non-trade. Before that happens, Jim will be cast to the side with the rest of them. You heard? Go over there with that. You're not coming over here with that. You heard?
I respect it. You know, that's y'all call to make. You know what I'm saying? That's all y'all calls to make. But like I said, you know what I mean. I gotta be in it for the hood. I gotta be in it for her love. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to see y'all destroy yourself, bro. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
we
I
ain't in
don't.
no. We not in no. We not the
But you
victim of
understand what I'm
destruction.
saying, though?
Yeah, I love
Because
you for that, Mikey. Definitely, but we ain't no victim of destruction. He is.
all right, but you understand what I'm saying, though,
Mhm.
bro? Y'all came a long way, and I'm not saying, you know, we all soldiers at the end of the day. I'm gonna stand on the line. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna stand on the line for my family, for the things I believe in. I'm gonna stand on the line like I always did in my whole life. I'm gonna stand on the line. So understand, I respect you stepping out and speaking up, and I respect Mandu for doing that. Y'all been doing that. This ain't nothing new.
Mhm.
This ain't nothing new. Y'all probably the internet just getting a load of y'all. Now
We
again,
don't do this, son.
I know, but this is like regular. This is just regular stuff that really we used to being them guys on the front line calling, you know, calling dudes out. That's what dudes really do. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. I'm not saying that, but my thing is, as leaders, as great men, just think of a way. I'm not saying he go to the wayside or whatever, but just think about how all y'all could win, bro. You see what I'm saying? It's a way for everybody to win. In all occurrences, bro, nobody got to be a loser. The hood, the hood could win. Our communities could win. You could win. Man, Duke could win, and Jim Jones will win.
No, 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 bro. No, no, bro. No. Jim Jones is not a winner because he lost already, bro. There's nothing he can't even sit amongst. Not just me. lower level individuals some type of intelligence and structure. He can't think amongst them, bro. Son, you're old and you're saying what you're saying. You tapped out, bro. No, ain't no winning or nothing. He
I,
can't sit amongst us
I
spitting what he's
understand. Even if
spitting.
he don't sit amongst y'all, I understand. I'm
He
not
don't got a
saying.
seat at the table. Never did.
I know he never did. We know that he never did. I'm not talking. I understand that, but I'm just saying in this interaction that we having right now on social media, because the interaction on social media, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So we got to be mindful of that. How could everybody win, bro? There is a way, like you said, if you go to the wayside, but I think it's a way. And as leaders, as strong-minded individuals, as thinkers, bro, it's a way for everybody to win, bro. It's
No.
the community. You don't want everybody to win.
No, I'm not saying some
I
people
want
are
everybody to
already
win, bro.
classified losers.
I want my
Jim at
people.
his age, listen,
I
it
want
don't
my
I don't need
people to
no other
win,
clear
bro.
example. Mikey, I don't need no other clear example than a 47-year-old gray haired man, right? Urban fucking half a success story, talking how he talks. Son, he lost already, bro. He's beyond redemption. You can't redeem an old fool. We could get the young ones. We could get a young fool, an old fool that's equivalent to a dead carcass, bro. No.
I understand where you
Ain't no
coming from.
room for Jim Jones, bro.
I see,
Fuck that nigga, son.
I see. But somebody gotta have hope. You know what I'm saying? With some of us gotta have hope. You gotta have hope for our peoples. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I ain't saying, like I said, you know, with some, you know, for I know you right for your words, but as a leader, how can everybody win? And I'm not saying
Without him,
the people's got to
without him
win.
being near us,
I
without him
mean,
being near
we want to
anything.
lead the peoples. If you're going to lead the peoples, we got to lead the people. We want to lead them off a ravine like these dudes been out here doing, leading all the homies to federal indictments, leading all the brothers and all the sisters to long bids in prison, 20 and 30 years in prison, right? So how could, that's what I'm saying. Now, even if we don't, that might not be the answer. We don't get that answer here. But at least it's something that can ruminate in your mind and that you can think about later. And whenever this time comes for y'all ever to meet up or whatever goes on, that will be in the front of your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Age
don't
ain't
get me
on his
wrong.
side, bro. Age, maturity, the factor of age and the
What if he
maturity
what if he
that counts you
apologizes to the
out.
homies? What if he apologizes to the community?
Ain't no apologies, bro. No, yo, come on, Mike. You know me, son. I'm not bending. Yo, if he was a little bit younger, son, you're 3 years short of 50. You heard? And you're still talking like that. Even if he was talking like that at 27, 30, son, that means you lost 20 years. Of, no, he's gone, son. It's over for him, bro.
Right. You understand, bro? You know what I'm
They say the
saying?
only thing worse than a young fool is what? An
A old
old one.
fool. A
Yeah,
old
because
fool.
ain't nothing you can do with an old fool. Bury the son of a bitch, son. I'm on that note, I'm salute. Yeah, I gotta get on the
Yo,
road,
salute,
bro.
man. Yo, peace of bad vibes, man. Yo, salute to the big bro bad vibes, man. Hey, yo, listen, I tried, y'all. Yo, Smitty, get back in here, man. We gotta close the show out. Where you at, Smitty? Yo, listen, I tried, man. I'm trying out here. I'm trying to keep the peace, man. Bad Mikey is trying to keep the peace, Bad Mikey is trying to keep the peace out here. It's hard, Jimmy.
Trying to tell you, bro. I listen. I tried to tell you. I let the big bro come up here and talk his piece and say, "This is how the elders feel, man. This is how the first generation feel. The second generation, the third generation. I even say the third generation. The fourth, fifth, right now, they don't even care. They don't care. Only thing they see is him in chrome hearts, good fashion,
Bread in his hand.
bread in it. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? So it felt good to see my elders step up and be like, yo, you wasn't around. You wasn't doing that.
I'm not
Stop
gonna lie.
fronting.
I'm not gonna lie. They should have been doing that. That shouldn't have started today. I'm just
No.
being honest.
You know why?
I'm not. I'm no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Why?
I'm gonna say this, right? A lot of dudes wasn't home at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of brothers was going back and forth to prison or did long prison, stints and shit like that. So they wasn't together. It's a lot of big names that was inside them prisons that was pushing positivity, that was going to roster service, that was uh attending, hitting their head, Muslim service, guard bodies, like you said, Black Panthers, revolutionist brothers. You understand what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. A lot of them brothers is home right now, and they're not for the bullshit. A lot of these brothers is working in youth centers.
I'm listening, bro.
Uh,
I ain't going nowhere. I'm listening. Go ahead.
you understand what I'm saying? Going around different neighborhoods and the hoods trying to stop wars between the kids and everything. So you gotta understand, man. They not for it, and I'm not for it. We not jacking that. We're not jacking that. We're not jacking what Jim said. There is no war. It shouldn't have been no war. You understand what I'm saying? In New York, everybody that's blood and Crip or got something to do with blood and Crip, we all grew up together. We played ball together, football, basketball, some type of ball. Pause. That was crazy right there. That balls, that was crazy right there. Pause. I said balls too many times. That was crazy. But we came up, you know what I'm saying, in sports together, a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? So we should never been at war. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like, them colors kind of divided our blocks, which was already divided, because in 93, you know, in the early 90s, I'm gonna say it was a lot of division. Y'all was going out there wilding. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all brothers did bids. We don't need that, man. You know what I'm saying? We just don't need that, man. Y'all know what I'm saying, man.
So what
We
you
need to
thinking about? What you
stop.
think about what Bad Bob was saying?
I'm jacking everything the elder was saying, man. You understand? And I'm like I said, I agree. I'm happy that the elders is stepping up. You know what I'm saying? Like salute the Hocus 4/5. Whoever wants to drop their flag, drop your flag. Don't be scared to drop your flag. Yes, and if you want to be something else, if you don't want to be like the neighborhood, do other things. Go other places. Change your scenery. Change the people you hang around. You know what I'm saying? Like, I salute Hocus 4/5. It take a man to do that. Everybody is not truthful with themselves. Everybody is still hanging on to the gang because they want to be around what's popular right now. What's up, my dude? He know
Yo,
what's up. Yeah, he
yo,
know I'm talking.
they said I'm MLK tonight. Martin Luther King. Yo, listen, I don't want to see. Yo, listen, them dudes are some serious dudes. I'm just being honest. There's some serious dudes running around out here, and I don't want the streets to go sideways. With what? Thank you, baby. I don't want the streets to go sideways with whatever they got going on. That's why I'm saying that. You know, I was with Bad Vibes in prison. I was with Mandu in prison. I was with Mandu a lot in prison.
All right. Let me ask you this question now. Since you said that. You was with Bad Vibes in prison. You was with Man Do in prison, right? You put in work with Man Do, Bad Vibes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying y'all did this. You know what I mean? Like we on camera and all that. I'm not saying you hurt or harmed anybody. Y'all did whatever y'all did behind the walls. You know what I'm saying? Sacrifice yourself in the box. You know what I mean? Time after time. To
Right.
see somebody that never did the things that you did or had to go through the things that you went through, how does that feel? And to be saluted as like some big move that changed everything in New York, that made blood, you know what I'm saying, known in New York type shit. How does that feel?
I understand what you're saying, but I think, like I was telling Bad Vibes, I don't think Jim Jones was talking about Damu when he said that.
Right.
I think he said when he made that Brotherhood, he might have been talking about Dipset or Bird Gang, whatever he created, and his connects to like Baby, The Game, Wacko, all these other dudes from other cities that he connected with. Dave East, Mano, they got their own little crew that run around. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so let me ask you something though. But where are we at war at? You putting into the baby's mind that's really active. You understand? Like it I don't know if you really know how active it is in New York City.
Yeah,
It's active.
I
You feel
know.
what I'm saying? Like for real.
I know. I know. I know. I know.
You
But
understand? So for you to be on TV to talk about we at war, we still at war, I only see Bloods going against Bloods, Crips going against Crips. You understand? Like, because Bloods ain't the only ones that's going against each other. You got Crip sets out here in New York City that's going against each other right
yeah,
now
right,
in Brooklyn.
right,
Right now, you got the Insanes and the A Trays going against each other right now, and they both from eight. They both rep the three card right now. So it's not just the die moves out here. So we
right,
gotta like, come on, we gotta be, more mindful of how we talk and what message we bring out to the youth. We ain't at war, nothing. We at war with ourselves.
right,
If you want to be truthful, Jim Jones,
right.
come on, man. Let's keep it real, man. It's just like it's nasty, man. We started something out here as a whole. We all participated in it. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the days, even the mothers, the aunts, the uncles, everything, everybody neighborhood supported that shit. We supported that shit as a whole in New York.
Right,
You understand? Certain people start, disliked it at one point, but as it started growing, it grew on everybody. You feel what I'm saying? I'm
right.
just keeping it real, man. A lot of people be out here pump faking like, yo, that blood shit, that crip shit, that. But a lot of dudes, they supported that shit in their neighborhood. They was around that, even if they wasn't, even if they ain't joined the game.
Right,
You feel what I'm saying? Like we just gotta change the narrative, man. We definitely gotta change the narrative. We definitely gotta, you know, let these babies know what they're looking at. They're looking at graves and jail cells. It's nothing good in that. Come on, man. Graves and jail cells. That's it. So all y'all dudes is gonna get out there. That's all y'all young brothers is looking at. Graves and jail cells. That's it, man.
you
Just
right
keeping it
about that
real.
though. You right. Nah, you right about that though, bro. You heard?
Oh,
No
because when
money,
you,
no success. They think they gonna get success, but they ain't getting money or success. They think they gonna get success.
I'm just
They
keeping it real.
they tricking them into believing that it's gonna be success,
How
but
do
it's gonna
you?
be
How do you?
graves in jail cells. That's facts.
First of all, you sacrificing yourself when you trying to join the gang. How do you join the gang? You either get jumped in, right, or you got to put in work, right? But after you get jumped in, eventually you still gonna have to put in work. You feel what I'm saying? You still gonna have to put in work. So you still gonna have to sacrifice yourself for the gang.
The entire
And to
house love your
sacrifice yourself for the
hats.
gang, that's a lie. You liable to be in a jail cell or a grave because it might go wrong. Because anything involving with a gang putting in work is violence.
Right,
There's nothing good about that. The
right.
homies ain't gonna be like, yo, blood, come on, let's go to the store. Let's go, you know what I mean? Let's go kill these Philly cheesesteaks. Let's go kill. You know what I mean? Like, yo, we having a meeting at the steakhouse. We gonna talk about building something or a business or something. You ain't hearing none of that.
Right.
Your big homie fucked up. Yo, homie, he got that. Yo, such and such, yo, I'ma line that up, blah, 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 blah. You in jail. You call it a big homie, he ain't even pick it up. He was fucked up from the start. You knew that.
Yo, Smitty, they should tell you we watching y'all. The entire house love his hat. They love your hat. Neighborhood. You got that blue Yankee on. They like neighborhood. They love your hat. The entire
Yo,
house.
man, listen, man, I don't care about it. Neighborhood, Brim gang, uh, whichever gang, it don't make a difference, man. You know what I mean?
Yo, we
Like,
love the peoples over here, yo. We don't
yeah,
give a
it
fuck
don't
about
care.
none of that shit,
We
yo.
don't care about no thumbs up or no thumbs down out here, man. You know what I'm saying?
We
Like,
don't
we
care
don't care
about none
about
of that
none of
shit.
that, man.
We
Yeah,
love the
I know the
peoples, man.
history.
Hey, yo,
I
yo,
know
now that I
my
say that, I seen the kid Moolah, the Latin King that dropped this flag originally with Hocus 4th, 5th, and Relly.
right.
He said he getting death threats. Dudes
Why
asking
wouldn't
for
he?
his, they said they dudes asking for his address. He getting death threats. What you think about that?
I mean, because he's promoting something that's
Yeah, it's a
against the
Pomeranian.
norm. He's promoting something that's against the norm, and we all know what's against the norm, bro. You know, the ignorance. Dudes want to see ignorant shit, you know. But the real ones that been through the pain, that sat up in them cells in them boxes, 23 and 1, only getting an hour of rec, an hour and a half of rec a day, coming out in a cage. Your bunkie having to put up a sheet because he got to take a shit, and you got to smell his shit
Right.
even when he flush.
Let him know, Smitty.
Come on, man. I'm just keeping it real, man. The feds ain't no different. When you walk in them doors in the feds, they recycle the underwear. You wearing some drawers that somebody else wore. It's nothing good about that.
Right.
Same way in the feds, you double bunk. In the feds right now, double bunk. Dude's doing 40 years with another man every day. Who want to live like that? Let the kids know. Them dudes ain't playing with them.
Right.
And all the dudes that got jobs in them prisons, they don't look like us. So don't think it's home sweet home. Don't think you're gonna be taken care of. Everybody don't have a phone. Everybody don't have commissary. Everybody don't have family. Everybody's not taken care of by the gang. Only the top tier dudes is taken care of by the gang. You gonna go in there and see dudes that you knew that was official, that's low tier down on the bottom of the deck. Talk to them. Your own brothers over there plotting on you because you got bread and you spreading love to who you want to spread love to. A word? Here, take that $150. Take it on the hop. Come on, man. Talk to these dudes, man. Tell them what's real. Tell
Nah,
them what's
you
really going on.
nah, you right. You let it be known though. I ain't gonna front though. Bad vibes. You know he had a lot. He said a lot of good stuff. Man, do I understand their perspective? And it's I just don't want to see nobody get destroyed. Um, I think Jimmy got a strong voice if he uses it right. Even if he starts using it right now, it don't make a difference. He got a strong voice. You know what I'm saying? Um, and these dudes, just like the stuff with what's this kid name? With with
Tiny
the
Let Lows.
with Big Jet. You
My
see what Tiny
God.
Let Loose said, right?
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yo, you see what what's the kid name that can't whoop did? What's that kid name?
Um, oh, the Latino brother.
The Whoopty kid that
Yeah.
had that song. Homie came out and checked him, like, yo, nah, he don't got that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We in the information age and dude just stepping out, but I don't want to see, Mandu in bad vibes, crashing out or getting into situations over this. And I don't want to see Jimmy and them getting into situations over this. I don't want to see, yo, bro, we shed enough of our own blood, bro. Like, I'm really, really tired of seeing that shit, bro. It's no There's no way I could talk about like
But yo, listen, it's not, yo, bro.
no way
It's
I could,
about, like you
there's
said.
no way I could talk about, you know, that situation where I could feel where it could be it'd be necessary for any harm to come to anybody. You know what I'm saying? All I see is a win for the hood. These dudes is all dudes. These dudes is all dudes with powerful voices that could be used to help the community. And I'm talking about including Jim Jones. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, but what I'm saying is this, bro. You hear me, big bro? Listen, at the end of the day, it's a fight between the real and the fake. You understand? And the good and the bad right now. We're not in a war physically. We're in a war mentally and spiritually. You understand? We need to tap in on some real shit, bro. Like, and what they're doing, only the real is gonna tap in to what bad vibes and Mandu was saying, and what other brothers that came home and spent them yards is doing right now. Cause all the brothers I see out here, Shaquell, CK, you, Mandu,
Moshe,
Bad Vibes, Moshe,
Mel Cross,
Mel
Pee Wee,
Cross,
Pee Wee,
Pee Wee.
Ashan.
Yo, these are big names. These are dudes that was front line.
Yeah, that's facts.
These are front line dudes that was moving the crowd.
That's a fact, you heard?
So to see these dudes in a positive aspect, and for this cornball to keep throwing, you know, fuel on the fire is like, come on, man. It gotta come to a stop, man. We gotta
But
stop
let me tell you something though,
acknowledging
Smitty.
the ignorance, man. We have to, man.
I respect it. I appreciate it and I respect it and I think it is time. But, being who I am today, the thinking person that I am today, I know it's a way where everybody can win. It's always a way. We just don't choose those paths. We
Right.
used to we used to us winning and whatever happens to the other party, we don't care. I think the person that I am today, I think everybody can win out of this, including the community, including the youth. You see what I'm saying? Because if we all just, man, do or whoever, just reverse back to doing the same things that got us locked up in the first place, we are doing the worst thing that we could do,
Mm.
which is what? Making a wrong example, inducing violence, which got almost all of us in prison. Some type of violence. You know what I'm saying? We all went to prison for violence, bro. So we come out here and we do that same shit. All we do is perpetuating the same things that we did before. So you might as well. How you gonna go against Jimmy and what he talking about if you just go whatever he's going against him with violence? If you
But
go against him with
I
and
don't think
hear me out. If you go against him with violence, though, if you go against him with violence, then you still the same ball of wax because you just showing the youth that it is all right when you get mad to do things violently. And
no, I
that
get
and
what
we
you're saying
trying
on
to
that.
so that's what I'm saying, the bad vibes. Like homie got a studio up there. Y'all don't mind pulling up anywhere. Y'all need to go debate. Go talk to that brother. You know what I'm saying? Go kick it. I'm sure Jim will open his door to the homies, to the big homies, if they want to pull up and kick it with him and holler at him.
No, I think, yo, that's the conversation. I think, a lot of brothers that um I just named will be willing to sit up and have a conversation and in the direction of where this thing should go on both sides. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of brothers um that's not on it, man. I kick it with a lot of brothers, you know, uh from both sides. I'm from Flatbush. You know what I'm saying? I came up with a lot of Crips. I've never been against Lokes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just I guess for the, the love I had for the bros in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with a lot of A trays. I grew up with a lot of 5.5Cs. You know what I'm saying? Neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up with a lot of people from the 3 card. You know what I'm saying? From the G card, gangsters and all that. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? So I had a lot of love from them. Even when I was in prison, I kind of like try to hold them down in certain aspects. You feel what I'm saying?
right.
Like I never like try to leave them out for the dark. Like yo, bro, like yo, you know what I mean? It's lit in here. You gotta get busy. You know what I mean? You gotta go, bro. You know what I'm saying? Make your move. Get up out of here. Cause it's type nasty. So I always had love for my dudes from my town. You know what I'm saying? So that made me love other lokes when I see them in other spots. That's what made me get close to other dudes. So it never been a color thing with me. You know, I just feel like we gotta choose the words. It's the words, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's the words that we put out to the mass. You know what I'm saying? And Jim just he chose some wrong words, man. But I think a lot of brothers will be willing on both sides to come sit down in his studio and talk about how we could change the ways of New York, man, and make
And
things
that's
better.
and
Get
that's
back,
my whole
get some
thing.
programs back.
And that's my whole thing to like let's make a positive out of this. Let's not like go negative because you don't know, you trying to beat everybody up. You don't know how dudes gonna respond to that. Dudes might, dudes might light you up. Just being honest, bro. You think you gonna come beat everybody up? A dude ain't, these kids ain't going for that. You putting hands on them. Just being honest, bro. You might get lit up. You try to beat the wrong person up nowadays. Somebody might spark your ass, you heard?
Now I get what you saying. I get what you saying.
I'm just being honest, bro.
You
You know what I'm
know,
saying?
I get what you said,
Just
and I
for
don't want
talking that,
I don't
just for
want it to
talking
go
that
there.
kind of talk, sometimes dudes are trying to get at you, bro. You know where we come from. Like, oh, these dudes just trying to get active. You don't know he got young dudes. Dudes getting to the bag. You might be messing somebody money up. Dudes is like, yo, these old dudes is, yo, we gonna get with these dudes. You gotta look. You gotta look. Well, now you gotta look for that. You gotta think about that now.
Now,
With
but
that
I'm
being
just
out
saying
there,
now it's to the point like the war won't be televised, man. At the end of the day, man, it's the real and the fake, man. I really don't give a fuck how Jim Jones feel or whoever he's standing next to feel. Our babies out here dying, man, because of this stupid shit. Fuck how Jim
and I
Jones
respect
feel.
that. And I told Bad
Yeah, man.
Vibes, you right. And I respect that. I
Yeah,
respect
man.
Mandu because let me tell you something. They die hard Damus. They didn't say they dropped their flag.
Facts.
They didn't push nobody to drop their flag, but they are supporting anything that's going to help these kids on the front line. And that's why I really respect them because I know the lifestyle they live. So if they pushing it, if the real OGs that we know put it in, put it down, created a lot of the stuff that y'all talking about, if they pushing it, how y'all dudes is out here speaking against that shit? How y'all speaking against that when you got real big homies that stood on that line that did 20 plus years? All the dudes that did 20 plus years is against it. I mean, it's with it. Except like, I don't know. Yeah, all the dudes I've seen that did 20 plus years is supporting it, supporting the kids, supporting the community. You got a few dudes, a few bad apples that has spoken against it, that have spoken against it, bro. So I don't even understand how you can speak against that, but I respect the brothers for stepping out and and letting it be known and supporting Hocus for a fifth with that and trying to get these kids out of harm's way. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a fact. You can hear me?
I hear you, bro.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. I do support Hocus for a fifth in that situation. You know, that's what it is, man. I respect what the brothers is doing out here, man. Especially man, do man. Until I guess, you know, he got tired. It takes a lot, bro, especially when you done sacrificed so much for this and you're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, brothers is not on that timing no more. You know, brothers not on that timing no more. He don't want to sit up and destroy his community anymore. He
When
said,
I
"What war?"
first when I first got up here though, Smitty, and we first talked about this drop your flag challenge, when we went in on Pimp, I said it, bro. No official dude from the first generation could really sit with this stuff that's going on in the streets and say that's like this is what we supposed to be doing, bro. No official first generation East Coast Damu can say the shit that's going on out here is official, bro. Dudes ain't dudes ain't sacrificed their lives and like bad vibes got his teeth knocked out and back's messed up. My back's still messed up, man. Dude took 1,000 ass whippings
Yeah, mine's
for
too.
these dudes.
Mine's too.
Yeah,
I
for these
just
dudes, all of us. But for these dudes to come out here and to be pushing the backwards agenda, like this how this shit really supposed to be. Like dudes ain't turned down move because of that. Dudes ain't turned down move for y'all to be doing the shit y'all doing in the streets.
right,
Dudes is not. That shit wasn't made on East Coast for that. And I said that on the last show that we did about this topic. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Any real OG, and you could see man do stepping up, bad vibes stepping up, and you probably gonna hear some more real OG stepping up now. I see Pee Wee and all them in the chat. I see all these dudes, they're all tapping in. I see a lot of dudes. I see Wise. I see a lot of dudes that was really with us that really got big names in East Coast Damu shit, supporting what Mandu is saying, supporting what Bad Vibes is saying, and supporting what Hocus for Fifth is saying. You see what I'm saying? So we all know for the first generation that we not supposed to be destroying these communities, bro. You know what I'm saying? If
Right,
you in it, if you in it or you not. But when we was in it, we knew that our job was not to destroy our peoples and not to destroy our communities. You know what I'm saying?
nah, that's a fact.
We was the front line for the community. You know what I mean? We was the people's army. We was supposed to be the ones out here, really helping fight against all the stuff that's going on that's destroying the peoples. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So salute to Man Do and Bad Vibes, regardless of what, you know, still holding that torch, being Damu, being elders, still pushing that line. You know what I'm saying?
right,
We need brothers out here pushing that line, bro.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Everybody pushing the money line. Everybody pushing the OODA line. We need pushing people out here pushing that protect the kids, protect the community line. You know what I'm saying? So salute to them brothers for that. You heard?
nah, no doubt, no
Real,
doubt, no
real
doubt.
shit, bro. Salute to them for that, bro.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. I salute the brother, man, do. I salute Bad Vibes. You understand? And all the brothers that I named up here that's still out there pushing the line. You know what I'm saying? To teach these kids, man, the right way, man. It's not about spending no blocks. It's not about selling no drugs. It's not about killing. It's not about hurting your community and you know what I'm saying, just destroying your community, man. Like, it's about love, man, peace, man, unity, man, honor, respect amongst each other. You know what I mean? Trust, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to start building amongst each other, man. You know what I mean? Everybody come into our neighborhoods, build, do whatever they want, take whatever they want. You understand? And we sit up here, bare end. You know what I'm saying? Bare end of the stick all the time. You know what I mean? And it's nasty, man. We just got to
Right,
start coming back to the aspects where we start loving ourselves, loving our women. You understand what I'm saying? Because they
right,
lost too. They
right,
lost too. They out here. They don't even respect us. You know what I mean?
right,
Because they don't respect themselves. You know what I'm
right,
saying? They don't respect themselves because they don't respect us. You know what I mean? Because we don't respect ourselves. How the fuck they gonna respect anything about us or
right,
anything that we doing? See what I'm saying? So we got to gather ourselves, gather our thoughts, reevaluate the situation because all of us is moving. We just moving around. It's just all about money. We're not putting nothing back into the community. We're not building with each other. We're not sitting down at these round tables. You know what I'm saying? That's why everybody in the world look at us in America as dummies.
Right.
You understand? We the only black. We like not. I'm not saying the only black people around the world, but like we so powerful. We so dumb at the same time.
So
You
let
know
me
what I
ask you
mean?
this. Let me ask you this before we've been on here for a little bit over 2 hours now. Let me ask you this before we pull out. What's gonna be Jim Jones' response to all of this?
I mean, nothing but ignorance, probably. If he don't sit at the round table, that's the only thing I could say, man. Nothing but ignorance. He gonna continue to fuel off. He probably got an album coming out. You know what I'm saying? He probably has some homies come up there and talk for him, making it seem like he bigger than. But this is not a tree you want to bark up because there's a lot of brothers standing behind this, man. A lot of brothers is tired of the nonsense. A lot of brothers is tired of hearing the bull, man. You know, we got
Mary
babies out here
Salute.
dying every day,
Right. That's facts. That's
every
facts.
day, every
That's
day,
facts.
man. 15, 14,
So you
16,
think so you
17 year
think so
olds,
he you
indictments.
think he gonna have somebody speak for him?
I mean, he always do. You know how that go.
Or I mean he been doing a lot of talking on the internet itself. I think he gonna talk. He gonna talk his talk.
I mean, the internet is a tool right now to get in the algorithm, to
He gonna
stay
talk
in
and
the algorithm.
Jimmy got the algorithm right now. He gonna talk his talk.
I mean, to a certain extent. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. I just think um, by him using the blood card on the internet, knowing that he has never been through what a lot of brothers been through, is that was the wrong move.
I don't think I don't think I don't think Jim Jones gonna even speak on this.
Probably won't.
The East Coast Bloods is coming at his Koofy. What he gonna say? On his heels?
Uh,
I don't think he gonna. I don't think he gonna. I don't think he gonna respond personally. Um, Jimmy,
nah, but
don't
this
do
was
it.
a great one. This was a great show, man.
Jimmy, don't do it. Don't do it, Jimmy. Don't respond on your body
This was a great one.
because he can't say the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? And I don't. Like I said, I don't want to see New York worse than it already is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Due to this or anything else that's going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. Man, we got a lot going on already in our lives. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on in America. We can't be on each other's necks like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I understand, I understand where man doing and bad vibes is coming from. Somebody needs to speak up. I ain't gonna be wrong. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody needs to speak up. Somebody needs to be men and talk about this shit and talk about these dudes. I'm mad that dudes ain't really do this shit earlier. Really, to real talk. You know what I'm saying? This should have been done a long time ago.
But a
With
lot of dudes, you got to understand, there was a lot of dudes that was in position. You feel what I'm saying? Like Bad Vibes just was thinking. You know what I mean? He was thinking loud and clear.
yo, your cricket is whack. That cricket phone you got is whack. That's T-Mobile. You got the T-Mobile cricket. Oh, he was. The aliens took over his phone. But yeah, bro. Like I said, I agree with them. I agree with them bros. I just don't want to see them dudes out here dealing with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes been through the trenches. They've been through it. You know what I mean? We don't get no rest. Dudes always got to be on the front line. Dudes always got to be the same ones, the same dudes from all these years, bro. That's what I don't like to see. You know what I'm saying? I'm being honest. You know what I mean? Bad BV, man, dude. Them dudes don't need to be, you know. But I understand. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to do it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, Jim Jones makes the right next move. Um, Salute to all y'all brothers, man. I'm about to slide out of here right now. I'm gonna just leave y'all with this, man. Bad vibes. Any of y'all brothers that's listening, try to make sure everybody wins. Everybody come out of this on top. And I understand how you feel, BV. I understand. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? But somebody got to say it. You heard? Somebody has to say it. You know what I mean? Um, it's a way that all y'all can win. All parties can win, and more than anything, that we always been willing to sacrifice for our peoples. We always been willing to be those guys to sacrifice. So this shouldn't be no different. If we're gonna sacrifice for these kids in the community, then no matter how we look, no matter how we come out of it, as long as the community and the kids win, I think that's supposed to be the key point to all of this. Not because my gangster is more than yours, or I've been banging it longer than you, or my name is more official than yours. No. How is what we doing right now going to affect the community right now? And how is this going to affect the future generations of what we are doing? What I do, what I choose to do with my energy, my words, my body, my spirit, my soul, my energy. How is that going to help these youth now and in the future? That should be at the forefront of all of y'all minds. If y'all really about it, if y'all really for the peoples, at the forefront of y'all minds should be how my next move will be for the betterment of my people, not for the destruction, not for the destruction of my people, but for the betterment of my people. You know what I mean? So hopefully, all of y'all dudes is leaders that we talking about right now. Bad vibes, Mandu, Jim Jones, he's a leader in his own right. All of y'all dudes is leaders. So, just think this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Think it out. Think it out. Don't let your, emotions overpower your intelligence. Yes, men, get in your ear and, have everybody crashing out and in prison. Um, let's think this thing through. Let's come up with some better, you know, options for these kids, and let's just talk to them and use lip service, but let's model how our leadership is helping them with what we doing in our lives. Let's model that with our lives. That's the best way we can show them what to do is actually walk the walk, not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. You know what I'm saying? Let's show them that we can, you know, deal with conflict without violence. You know what I mean? It's easy to do violence. We all know that. And we don't need that right now, you heard? But salute to all y'all, man. You already know what it is. It's Mr. Hood Love Mikey B. Bad Mikey Takeover. Smitty, my co-host, was in the building. Salute to him. Make sure y'all go subscribe to A Lot Going On TV. Bad Vibes was on earlier. Salute to Bad Vibes for pulling up and giving us his piece. He an elder. Um, salute to all them bros. Yo, Mary, salute. Salute to my brother G Dub Quinn. Salute to Tiny Let Loose for hitting us off. Neighborhood from the West Coast, popping off the super chat. Salute to the peoples, man. Salute to everybody that pull up Camstone. Seen a lot of people in Harlem Legend. G'd up Quinn. Salute to my brother. Make sure you go subscribe to my brother G'd up Quinn. Um, we had we had a bunch of Tyson, Chi Chi. We had a bunch of people up in here. We had we had a bunch kills. We had a bunch of people up in here. But salute to all of y'all, man. Um, I hope this turns out good for our communities. I hope this turns out good for our peoples. You know what I'm saying? Because we took enough L's, man. We don't need nothing but W's. We don't need nothing but wins at this point. We took enough L's. Let's get some more wins, man. Salute, man. You already know it's Mr. Hood Love Mikey B, Hood Love TV, where you live, love, and learn. Salute.